Let's go. New York Knicks, we here. Let's go. Where were you when the Woj bomb dropped today? Salute chat, the chat show. A big day for the New York Knicks. Making moves out here in the Mecca. Salute King Dizzo. Salute P Nice. Salute everyone watching. The New York Knicks pulled off a big move today. We're going to chat about it. Let's rate the trade. What did you think of the trade out of 10? The potential it has. Leon Rose pulled the trigger early again for the second year in a row. Ain't playing around, ain't playing games. Last year, of course, we all know Leon Rose made the Derrick Rose trade early, even earlier than today's trade. And the New York Knicks did it again. They got their man. We talked about it last night on last night's chat show. Salute Sherwin. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. I know you've got to be happy, Sherwin. We've been talking about this for a bit. Cam Reddish. Hey, the one thing that stands out to me, I'll say first and foremost, is the price. The price we paid was astonishing. Last night, even Sherwin got to admit, we were talking about IQ for Cam Reddish, and I was thinking, okay, is that what Atlanta would ask for? But if you asked anybody, if we got Cam Reddish for Kevin Knox and the Charlotte pick that has heavy protections on it, I think anyone would say it was a steal, right? And I'm really surprised that was the highest, trade market, the highest value that Atlanta could get for Cam as well. So that was really, really, surprising to me. Obviously, he was a player that wanted out. We know this. But at the end of the day, let's break it down. First and foremost, who's coming in and who's going out. So, you bring in Cam Reddish, a player that has high upside, that will play minutes, will play on this team straight away. And we send out a player, Kevin Knox, who's not playing at all and won't play at all this season. And then we send out the Charlotte pick, heavy protections on that one, protected 1 to 18, and then 1 to 14 next year, and then would convey the year after that to 2 second rounders as well. So a great business for the New York Knicks. Leon Rose, salute Sherwin. Tony Crow, yo Blackett's time, salute fam. Up late, we got the night cats out here. Exciting times to be a New York Knicks fan, right? Just to have a front office that sort of on the same page as a lot of the fans, right? Moving and shaking, wheeling and dealing. A big task, salute fam. Big task, a salute to the whole chat, all of you. The New York Knicks fans are heavy out here. It's like a new day every single day out here, right? We're talking about Julius one day, and the next day we're talking about a huge win. RJ Barrett on the rise. Then the very next day we're talking about a big trade. I can't imagine what might happen tomorrow. You can't take a rest from this thing right now, and the New York Knicks are making moves. To me, I got to rate the trade. Given what I said, what we're bringing in and what we're sending out. This is a trade that has the potential to be a 10 out of 10 trade down the line. And you can't really say that about a lot of trades, right? A 10 out of 10 possibility. Just on the surface, before any players even played a game, I would rate the trade, an 8.5 out of 10 for me, in terms of the New York Knicks and what we're getting. Great value. Like I said, Kevin Knox, a player that's not playing at all, won't play, was expected to be moved on. And of course, that Charlotte pick, which I've been talking about, I've been happy to move that on. It was a great asset to have in a throw-in, but it ended up getting us even better than that. Better value in Cam Reddish, who will help us. Position of need. Cam Reddish can score, can defend. His boys with RJ Barrett. This has raised eyebrows around the league. Now, for you guys, what's the biggest upside, that you see from this trade? We're going to talk about it. Salute Trav, salute fam. People are amped. People are up late tonight. New York Knicks don't play for a few days. So they pulled this trade off right in the nick of time, right as we go into the ATL. You couldn't write a better script, if you were a Hollywood script writer right now. Now, obviously there's a day to go, but what I'm hearing is Cam Reddish, probably won't play against Atlanta. That's fair enough. The trade's still quite raw. It's got to get stamped, rubber stamped, medicals. Cam Reddish, I think, has a minor ankle injury, so he probably won't play in the ATL. But he'll be definitely there with his brand new teammates, with RJ Barrett back again, that Duke connection, Duke tweeting it out. It's just exciting that we're bringing in a player that's really going to help us, and we didn't lose anything from this team, right? It's clear addition. And the rotations we're going to talk about. Where do you guys see Cam fitting in? Definitely Tone. He will fill in that void. From that Reggie Bullock left. And in talking deeper about the rotations, do you guys think Evan Fournier is on the block now? Do you guys think Evan Fournier will most likely stick around, or go to the bench? Do you think Cam will start off coming off the bench? It's his position to win. I think Tibbs, he has all the tools for Tibbs to fall in love, with Cam Reddish. He's got the length, the scoring, the size, the prowess. It's all in his work ethic, I think, in his mental approach, and that can really get set Cam alight. I think coming in here with RJ Barrett, that familiarity first and foremost, that's going to be key. To have a guy that has played with RJ, knows his tendencies, a lot of things like that. That's going to play a big part in Cam settling in. And Cam, tweeted a story on his Instagram with Bing Bong. He's excited to get in here into the Mecca. Reports out of The Athletic also that Cam had requested a trade out months ago, right? So he's been waiting for this opportunity. Imagine getting that phone call. You've been waiting to get out of jail for a while, and you get that call from your agent, to say you're on your way to New York City. So Cam Reddish is going to come here fired up with RJ Barrett. How do you guys see him fitting in, straight off the bat? I must admit, I've not watched a lot of Atlanta games, but, I am aware that he scored a couple of 30 pieces. He's on the rise. He's on the rise, Cam, a lot of upside. And us fans, we've been asking the New York Knicks to pull off a trade like this for a long time, where you don't have to pay too much, but you bring in a player that's ascending, has their whole future ahead of them, and can turn out to be a huge, huge piece, for this New York Knicks team. And like Tone says, fill that defensive void that Reggie Bullock left, but with a ton more upside, offensively, right? Can create. He can assist well. He's got good court vision. He's bigger than Reggie Bullock, at 6'8", stronger. Shoots 48% from the corner 3 spot as well. So that's critical from this team. Cam Reddish in the corner gives us everything, Kevin Knox would give us, and a lot more. First and foremost, 8.5. I got to rate the trade straight off the bat, with potential to be a 10 out of 10 trade. And salute to Leon Rose and the whole front office, for seizing that opportunity, right? A disgruntled player that finally wanted to come here, and we didn't have to give up anything at all. So it's another Derrick Rose trade all over again, deja vu. Salute Trav. This year is on-ball defense and keeping opponents under league average, both from the field and the three. He also shoots 90% from the stripe. Tibbs will love him. Yep, absolutely. That's your spitting facts there. He has a lot of potential, and I just feel like when a player's motivated too, you've been wanting out, you get to a city, a brand new start, a fresh start. Tom Thibodeau and his boy RJ Barrett here is just going to be super motivated. Now, of course, we'll touch on the the machinations about where to from Cam from here, salary wise. His contract. He's got one more year, and then he's eligible for a qualifying offer, the same as RJ Barrett. So we'll talk about that too. But reactions initially, Tone, he'll eat Grimes minutes a bit. Yep, that he definitely will. Unless he can play the 4, then it's Obi. Sorry to say as well. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's just a numbers crunch right now. But I think knowing Tibbs, he'll ease Cam in. He'll let him, prove what he's got, in practice. He went on a huge practice rant the other day. It's going to be really interesting to see. Yeah, Sherwin's been calling for this trade since the off season. Yeah, definitely Sherwin. I've been riding with that. You've been on the money with the Cam Reddish deal. Are you going to give Leon any flowers at the minute? The fact that he's pulled this deal off for you, it was a seize the moment. And of course we heard the LA Lakers offered 2 second-round picks. That was the only other option Atlanta had. Could Atlanta have held on a bit longer, closer to the deadline? Or were they just so sick of the situation, just get Cam out of here? But they were obviously happy. We acquiesced to their demand, the first round selection, mid-first round. You want to see addition by subtraction. It's time to say goodbye, Obi and IQ. Salute Hewlett, salute. Everyone's amped. Huge trade today. Tone Crow says Brunson is the next target. Book it. Yeah, facts, right? We saw Rick Brunson on MSG the other day. His father, of course, strong ties to the Leon Rose CAA connection. Definitely, man, I can see that Brunson as a starting point, and maybe Miles Turner, and that completes our makeover, I think. Cash out. What do you think his role will be in the rotation? I think, guys, I think with Evan Fournier sort of coming around a bit, I think Tibbs will leave the starting unit. I think he'll definitely bring Cam off the bench to start off with, and I'm okay with that. Let's see him grow in the role, but he will eat some of Grimes' minutes, most likely, I think. And salute Lynn, really like the move. Feels like a precursor to something bigger. Yeah, absolutely right. Anytime we make a deal this early, that we got 3 more weeks that we can solidify, really look at this team play in this easier stretch, and then see what we look like. And Trav, definitely Tone, but isn't Brunson an unrestricted free agent? I think Brunson is a restricted free agent, I think. But Dallas is heavily in the tax, the luxury tax, and they paid Tim Hardaway. They got KP and they got Luka, so I think they're cash strapped at the minute. Sherwin's still not a fan of Rose, but you are a fan of the deal. So you're a fan of the deal and what we gave up. Obviously, Leon Rose, pulled that move off, but it was an obvious move. Brunson's defense is just as bad as Kemba or D Rose. Hard pass. Yeah. I think Brunson's still an upgrade. If you can get him for a cheaper cost, then definitely let's do that. And salute P Nice. It was a great day yesterday. The New York Knicks, making moves, right? This move was lauded all over social media. We saw the Hawks fans going to meltdown, talking about Kevin Knox, Fortnite. What's this about? But some people also say good riddance to Cam. He does come here with some spots on his resume. He needs to come in here and continue to grow. Obviously, he's a streaky shooter. He definitely needs to continue his shooting form. But any player that can shoot 90% from the free throw, that's a great start. 48% from the corner. It was a great deal, Sherwin, indeed. Absolutely. K Knox out of here. Wish you the best, Kevin. Didn't work out here. I don't put it all on Kevin Knox. We just didn't also put him in the position to get the best out of him. But at the end of the day, his days were numbered here. Kevin Knox can try what he can do in Atlanta. P Nice is feeling good, as we all should. This move, man, it's just taken a day or two to comprehend. It's going to be nice on Saturday night, to see Cam on our bench, in street clothes, most likely, due to his minor injury. But it's going to be nice to see him make his debut for the New York Knicks. So Cam Reddish, what is he going to really do for this team? I think he's going to make us tougher. Our defense is on the rise. He's going to make us much more tougher. His length, 6'8", whether it's next to to RJ, alongside, Fournier, alongside Grimes. It solidifies the wing spot straight out. A two-way guy, can defend, got length, can shoot the corner three very well. Other spots around the floor, he's still finding his way. But it's just a really, really high upside trade and play, for Cam Reddish. Considering it was a trade a lot of us fans we've been calling out for quite a while, and the fact that we saw the notification pop up, exactly what guys were foreshadowing. Cam Reddish out there pulled the trigger early. It just feels good, don't it? To not have to wait till the trade deadline night, where we're all half asleep looking at our phones, wondering when the notification's going to come, whether or not the New York Knicks have made a move or not, right? And today it surprised all of us. It surprised all of us. This front office, we've been saying they're movers, they're shakers. They don't wait till the 11th hour. When they see their target, they zero in on the target. They use their assets and they get it. And salute to everyone. P Nice was podcasting when the news dropped. Salute. Give us the link to the podcast you're on. Sure, and Kev, best of luck in Atlanta. You didn't get a chance in New York. Yeah, that I can say. Kevin Knox didn't get the best chance. Trav, Orlando is asking only for a first for Mo Bamba too. Spot on, Trav. Peep that. Another opportunity. Could Leon Rose strike again tomorrow morning? We're in that deal mode right now. Let's just get it all done. Let's have our brand new makeover team by next week, right? Get Bamba, then get Turner or Turner. It's like we know what the front office is thinking, right? Their targets are all out there. There's no secrets this time around. And P Nice, we have too many guards and wings. Somebody's getting traded. Facts. Yeah, we got too much depth, too much rotation, log jam, crunch. Guys got to be looking over their shoulder now. That's really gonna push some guys to play hard. And Lynn, RJ got his guy. Julius will get his guy, Miles Turner. Hey, I like the way you're thinking. We're trying to make things happen, bring in the guys that fit, right? We've always been saying this front office likes bringing in dudes that they know. They have intel on, they're comfortable with their character, comfortable with their tendencies, their game. And it's exactly what they're doing. They're bringing in guys with, that know their tendencies. And it's going to be great. I think Cam Reddish is going to integrate seamlessly on this team, right? Like a souped up Reggie Bullock from last year. And look out defense, look out opponents, holding more teams to 90 points. Hey, I'd love to see it. And Reddish was a point guard in high school, and he played some at Duke, as well. That's interesting too. On that note, a small surprising factor today, the New York Knicks waived Ryan Arcidiacono, who was on a 10-day deal, was only here for half a cup of coffee in street clothes. They obviously had to waive him to create the spot for Solomon Hill to come in here, but Solomon Hill expected to get waived as well. So that leaves another roster spot open too. Are they comfortable with the point guard situation? And a big task, with Brunson not being good on D, that would be a pass for you as well. Okay, yeah, Brunson is undersized. We did see RJ Barrett bully him the other night. So that's going to be interesting. If you can get Brunson at a cheap price, I'm looking at it. Big task. I was just about to ask for the link. Yeah, facts. P Nice says it's a new season now. Absolutely. 500, new roster. He also wants Mo Bamba. Yeah, and he's also available in a cheap deal. Don't you got to love it, right? All these Eastern Conference teams parting with treasure, or trash to them. That's our treasure. Who else could we get? Maybe, Indiana want to part with some pieces because they're got to blow it up. And I salute Lex the Destroyer. Salute. We hear the chat up in here heavy. Great night for the organization, for us fans. Just good times all around. D Rose, yeah, he wants his guy too. Eric Gordon, Jules won his guy Cat. It's a family affair up in here, right? The front office knows what they're doing, right? Is this the most competent front office we've had in how long? You tell me. And salute to everyone. Salute Will. Salute. Yeah, it was a great trade. I rated 8.5 off the bat without anybody playing a single minute. It has the potential to be a 10 out of 10. And Randall trains with Turner, and they're both from Texas as well. Yep, straight facts with that one. That this front office is, they know what's up. Basically, they do know what's up. And yeah, P Nice, yeah, wouldn't mind keeping Solomon Hill. He's a fighter. He's there for the playoff battle. I'm not sure if he's fit, whether he's healthy or not. I think he's got, he might be out with an injury right now. But yeah, Big Tar says, to Lynn, he thinks RJ Barrett is looking to get one more guy. That's the rumor. That's the buzz going around right now. Zion Williamson's phone would have absolutely blew up today with notifications. Would have blown up with that Woj bomb. Right, straight facts, Lex. Unbelievable. And salute P Nice, Trav. Thumbs up to you too. Keep it up. Keep up that groove. Loving the rhymes out there. This season, feels like it's been 4 seasons in one, doesn't it? We're only at the halfway mark. We're just around to turn the corner. We're pulling out the big moves right now, pulling out the arsenal, and we're saying to the Eastern Conference, "Hey, we aren't going to stand for this. We don't want to be in 11th spot for too much longer right now." And we all had a feeling, right? The New York Knicks had draft compensation, draft assets that they could part with to make a lot of upgrades. The trade last draft was a clever one to move back. It got a lot of criticism. The New York Knicks didn't pick the best available player. At the 19th spot, they tried valiantly to move up to get Trey Murphy and to get Chris Duarte. It wasn't available to them. So what did they do? They identified the next guy, which was Quentin Grimes, who could be got at a later round, a later number. So what did they do? They called up Charlotte. They traded back, got another asset in place. That's smart moving and wheeling and dealing. And what did it get us? It got us an extra asset. That asset has now got us Cam Reddish, and they did the same thing in the second round. They traded the 32nd pick to Sam Presti, OKC, to get 34 and 36, Deuce McBride and Rokas as well. So these guys know how to manipulate assets. They know what they're doing right now. Brock Allah, big credit to him too. The capologist expert. You know what I mean? He's the one giving these guys the number crunching, together with their business and basketball savvy, together with his mathematician like Nous. We're a force up in here, and soon we're going to be a force on the court. Each and every night, the Mecca's going to be buzzing. Defense is going to be like 90s. Scoring's going to be on point. What's the next move too? What do you guys think? This is a precursor. They make a move this early. They got big plans in store, right? Just wait till the Ben Simmons thing comes. How we can get involved with that, with our picks and our flexible pieces. The trade deadline coming up. Teams are going to be calling the New York Knicks to say, help us out. Help us save some money, or take this piece off our hands, take this pick off our hands. Thank you very much. We will. We're here to fleece people right now. We're not the ones getting fleeced anymore. The Steve Mills errors and all that. That's a thing of the past right now. This front office is different. And Trav, he wouldn't touch Zion unless he forces his way here. That way we can get him for cheap. Yeah, exactly, right? Just let his rookie contract roll out. Let him hold the Pelicans to ransom and let him just find his way here. We good right now. And Lynn, if Julius does want Cat, he better come to the realization he's got to be a piece in any Cat move. Yeah, that's interesting too, right? If we do get Cat, we're going to have to give up a lot, right? A lot. Minnesota are in the playoff hunt. We know Cat's disgruntled, but, Minnesota are going to have to give up a lot. Allah-wise, peace. Absolutely. The New York fans are at peace as well with this move. Straight facts, P Nice. We hear Donovan, salute fam. What did you tell me last night? You said Knox is the only one that you would trade from this team to, and behold, Knox gets traded straight off. Hey, Donovan, maybe Leon was listening last night too. Great minds think alike. The streets have been buzzing and they hear us. New York Knicks fans, we're heavy all around the world. It was like Cam Reddish and Cam fans on social media gained a ton of followers tonight. you know, and P Nice, yeah, Lakers owe us a lot. We saved Genie Bus and that $4 million, by doing that trade with them. We're doing favors for everybody, but we didn't do any favors for Atlanta tonight. We held them at gunpoint and said, "Give us Cam Reddish and take our trash." Jonathan, because we didn't want to lose Knox for nothing. Yeah, that's the point too. Kevin Knox, he was on his last straw right now, and we got something for him. Not only did we just get something, we got a piece. Yeah, Trav says, who do we think is next to go? Burks, Evan, Obi, Mitch, or Kemba? A lot of names you put there too, and that shows we have a lot of flexibility. Trav, I'm going to say closer to the deadline, Alec Burks will be a player that'll be hot, hot among the teams. We're going to be fielding calls every minute for Alec Burks. I think, does Tibbs want him to start on point guard? Is he too valuable for us to give up? It's going to be tempting, when teams call for a first round pick. I think if they're comfortable with their point guard situation, they'll be happy to move Burks. I think Noel will be a tradable piece. Evan, I think, is probably going to hang around for another year. Just they don't want to admit they made a mistake too much. I think Obi will be, will be discussed in a bigger blockbuster deal. I think Mitch was definitely on the block. That contract situation, that he could be a big piece for a Miles Turner deal. And I think Kemba's most likely out of here as well. I think, Tibbs doesn't like the fact that he's in and out all the time, and he's not sure whether or not he can count on Kemba. Nothing to do with Kemba, his game or his personality. But I think the fact that they can't count on Kemba every night, and it was, a robbery took place. P Nice, a robbery took place today. Cam Reddish, pairing up with his Duke buddy, RJ Barrett, RJ Barrett on the verge of being Eastern Conference Player of the Week too. It's crazy how timing and lightning strikes right at the right time. Like Back to the Future. We're about to head back to the ATL and put another beat down on Trae Young. Muhammad, salute. Do we think Cam averages more minutes on the Knicks with our current roster? Definitely. I think straight off the bat, Cam will play at least 15 minutes, off the bench. He's probably going to eat into maybe some of Fournier or Grimes' minutes, maybe even a little bit of Alec Burks' minutes too. Like many have pointed out, Cam Reddish has played the point before. He's got handles. He's got a nice in and out dribble move. And I think, he can definitely handle the rock. And that'll be nice. Another ball handler for Julius to trust. When a big player in the fourth quarter can Cam Reddish, he can stay on the floor. If he hits that corner three at 48%, and Tibbs and the analytics guys, the front office has looked at that. They're numbers driven. And Cam Reddish shoots 90% from the stripe, 48% from the corner. That tells me he's a fourth quarter player out there. He's going to stand up. And Fournier, P Nice is Fournier, AB, Mitch on the trade block. I can definitely see that. And Sherwin's point, I wouldn't be mad if we kept Burks either. I think for another year, he's very valuable to what we're trying to do. But it's going to be tempting. It's going to be very tempting. Alec Burks is going to fetch a first round asset. So what do the new, the front office think about that? Especially a lot of, Eastern Conference and Western Conference contenders. And Lynn's been, mentioning D'Angelo, maybe D'Lo instead of Brunson as well. That's going to be really interesting too. I guess in the next 3 weeks, a lot of teams are going to look at, are they going to sell or buy? 3 more weeks till the trade deadline ends. It's great because we're going to get to see more teams either lose or more teams trying to buy. Maybe we can take advantage of more teams like Orlando, like we're trying to, see if we can get Mo Bamba there, P Nice. Mo Bamba's shooting the 3 ball. He's definitely improved his game. Great shot blocker. That'd be a nice piece, bring him home. And Fournier, Noel, and Walker can go. Lex, I agree, straight on the money with that one. I think Leon Rose, Brock Aller, they know the numbers and which players will be, nice cap relief. And yeah, Trav, I agree. I think they're saving Kemba for a trade. It's interesting how he's so close to coming back, and then all of a sudden he's pushed back again. Right now with Alec Burke starting, Kemba Walker. He probably wants to play more too. He told us in the press conference, when point blank, he was asked, do you see yourself in New York? And then his answer was, I want to play. So, he sees the writing on the wall. And Sean sees the Knicks not trading for Miles Turner because he's not better than Mitch. What's good, taking in this trade that took place today? Absolutely right. It just caught us blindsided. And salute Juju 92. High upside trade right now, fam. Yep, let's get through it all. I think the writing is on the wall for Randall. Okay. Let's hope Randall can find some more consistency, be civilized up in here. What do you guys rate the trade? Like I said, just without a player even playing a game, just straight off the bat, 8.5 for me, a trade with the potential to be a 10 out of 10 trade. Donovan, we got 2 players and a pick back. Now I know we're probably going to cut Solomon. Yeah, absolutely. Also, the fact that we got a second round pick from Brooklyn, and that is in 2025, right? 2025. If KD or Kyrie or Harden get moved and Brooklyn have to retool or rebuild, that second round pick could be nice. And Lex, what do you think that the Pacers? Do you think the Pacers would fall for that? Salute quiet money. Knicks were on the money today. What did you think? Overall, was Cam a man that you wanted? We've been crying out for wing help, right? And Evan Fournier has significant competition now, pulling the trigger right now. Maybe we can fleece ATL. If we can fleece ATL, we can fleece Indiana. Yes, facts, Lex. And we have a player that will get up more in the trade. We have zero need for Obi and IQ on this team. The beautiful thing is, whichever player you want to move, we can all agree we have pieces that we can move, right? We can satisfy a lot of teams, 3-way deals. I mean, we've seen in full effect what this front office can do, right? In draft night, maneuvering, striking while the iron is hot. I can't wait for this trade deadline, as we continue to go, see what else we do. I think they know they need a point guard too. Let's not ignore the point guard spot. Who could they have their eye on? John Wall, someone else? Yeah, we got some heavy hitters up in here. A D Rose type of trade, getting Cam, Fax, be civilized. Leon, he straight fleeced the Hawks. It's New York way, absolutely. And Lynn, love how the front office didn't acquiesce to Atlanta's demand for Grimes in the deal. Absolutely. I was thinking to myself, man, that trade would have been looked at a completely different way. Talk about different, from fleecing, from fleecing on our end to the other end, keeping Grimes, that they just know what's up. And P Nice, a 10 out of 10 straight off the bat. I can't disagree with that at all, man. Simply not just because of what Cam does for us, but the second round pick and what we gave up. It's almost like the D Rose one, giving up Dennis Smith Jr. and spare parts, straight. The ski mask way. Juju doesn't want Bamba for Obi. Obi's his guy. And a big task yet gives it an 8. Don Leon up in here. Power agent making power moves. Got to give a credit to all of the guys. Leon West, Worldwide West, he's a consultant. He's got connections all around the league. I've seen a post with Cam Reddish's mum too, with Clyde Frazier. So a lot of these families that might want their players in New York, they do get in touch through back channels, right? Trav, can we acknowledge Leon is secretly a mob boss? Exactly. That image of him on the phone barking out demands is crazy. He basically snitching on himself by these moves. Muhammad, solid 9. I can't disagree. 8.5. I gave it. Has the ability to move up every single day. let's see, man, that first night with Cam Reddish in the Garden with his Duke buddy, that's going to be on fire right there. When Cam Reddish hits his first 3-pointer, when he drives to the cup and throws it down with athleticism. When have we last seen a real athletic wing come in here with that kind of length? The Knicks were able to get two of the players from the Duke team that were really good, and that's impressive. Yeah, two guys that a lot of fans wanted, right, on trade night. And ATL tried to get Grimes from us, that was a no. They pulled the gun on us saying, give us Grimes. And then Leon Rose pulled out a shotgun and said, no, take Kevin Knox. Salute kings and queens out there. Facts. What's good, man child out there. You can probably hear the buzz from all the way over there, in the 6. Another trade's coming, Hewlett, absolutely. I can hear it. We've got a lot of assets. We've got the league on lock right now. We've got the buzz up in here. Front offices, we're helping dudes out. We're fleecing other dudes. I think when other GMs see the New York Knicks phone number pop up on their caller ID, they're probably shaking in their boots right now instead of the other way around. 50 Cent, the ski mask way. Yet Quiet doesn't want no out of shape John Wall. It's going to be a situation that Houston have to come to that realization that he's probably going to have to get bought out. And a 10.5 on the Richter scale, smashing through on this one. By not allowing Atlanta to take Grimes, it shows that this is a different kind of front office than what we're used to. They have limits that they toe the line and they have a clear direction. Absolutely, Trav. This is just different right now. Shout outs to the front office again. Everyone's happy with this trade right now. And that's rare in itself, right? There's always some dudes on the other end debating a certain trade. Oh, no, but I wanted to keep that guy. I haven't heard one single person argue this move right there. It was like the D Rose one. And appreciate you. Smash that like button. Let's get it. What is Leon going to do with all these second round picks, right? We're going to keep them all for the high school draft, I think, and then just trade them all for a couple of firsts. I think, we'll stack 6 second rounders, in the high school draft and try and get in the first, maybe. The Bronny James draft. And we all good here, talking these Knicks, the big moves. We're wheeling and dealing, making moves like a mob boss right now. We're the ones calling the shots this time, right? We call the GM of a dude we want. We say, this is what we want. Give it to us now, And good point, be civilized. We just have to focus on the team chemistry type of players as well, who puts the team first. Not any name on the back of a jersey. Absolutely. That's my mantra as well. It's the New York Knicks right now. It's not, it's not a certain player, we're as good as the team. Let's see this chemistry continue to develop. No more dysfunction. These days are over. And Quiet Money doesn't want no out of shape John Wall. For many years, John Wall's been the fastest player in the league. Yeah, I think there's definitely concerns, Sherwin, about Wall being out of the league for a bit. We're not seeing him play each and every day. That is causing some of the concerns. D Public Enemy salute. Only if Reddish plays Saturday against his former team. Yeah, that'd be real nice. But I think they're going to save his debut for the Garden. His debut in the Garden against Charlotte. That'd be lit. Give Miles Bridges the business, right? We missed out with, talk about come full circle. We're shipping Kevin Knox out here. We missed out on Miles Bridges, but we turned Kevin Knox into Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is going to come in and make his Garden debut and give Miles Bridges the business. He's going to put him on a poster, hopefully. And to the fans that don't know, Wall is not playing yet because they're tanking again. Yeah. Knox is going to whoop our ass on Saturday. Yeah, I would not be surprised either. The Knox revenge game. But nah, I think Knox is probably not going to play. And Wilfredo, salute. Manchild, Knox is going to the same situation in Atlanta, right? Yeah, in a log jam. That's crazy right now, especially with DeAndre Hunter coming back. And peace, freedom, salute, salute. Let's get it. Let's get it. Shah legacy. Yeah, I don't want the front office to get comfortable. They need to keep the foot on the NBA's neck. A great comment. Absolutely. We're making silent moves as well as loud moves. I think, like I say, when other GMs see Leon Rose number pop up on the caller ID, they've got to be shaking in their boots because they know we've got teams by the neck. We've got the pieces to help them out. And we're doing a lot of favors for other teams, right? Charlotte Hornets. Don't forget, we did them a favor last draft, by giving them that pick and then trading back. We were able to help them out, and these favors go a long way. We've got a capable, competent front office. Absolutely. Knox going to be like Frank in Dallas, yep, getting garbage minutes. Absolutely, we're going to be reading about the Atlanta fans, getting sick of him, in his low motor right now. And when was the last time we saw John Wall outrun someone? And D-Russ, salute, salute. King Dizo, Kings and Queens, full of the chat show, shouting every chat out. Give us your questions, throw more questions at me, thoughts. We're looking ahead too. We know we're back at 500. We got, 5 really winnable games now. Players starting to click. Nerlens Noel's healthy. Evan Fournier is looking like a half of himself. What's going to happen in the next 5 games? Will we have a brand new piece at the end of these 5 games? Someone else. We gave a first round pick for Reddish. Tibbs better play him. Yeah, he will play. They've been debating this in the front office, right, and getting on the same page. Cam's been on the block for 3-4 months. He's been wanting out. And I think Atlanta were holding on for him, hoping to get a higher price. LA Lakers, the poor LA Lakers right now. We're the ones helping them out money-wise, and we're beating them with deals too. They only offered 2 second-round picks. I'm not surprised Atlanta hung up the phone. They'd rather give Cam Reddish to an Eastern rival, us, than take LA Lakers trash. Quiet money, he's healthy and he does want to play, and Houston's tanking. For everybody thinking Zion is coming next, just know he played 85 games in 3 years, not hating, just one to grow on. Exactly. Let's see him get out there. That's why I said don't make no trade for Zion. Let him prove what he's got. Play out that situation in New Orleans, right? It's time for him to man up, and show the world that he really wants it. Does he want to be one of the all-time greatest, or does he just want to be known for a highlight reel? And Knox will get some reps in the Atlanta Hawks G League squad. And P Nice, we've got to get Berman on a live chat. That's his guy. Definitely, we can make it happen, P Nice. Mark's a very, very busy guy. I hit him up, to talk about the trade. He's got some things on for the rest of this week, but fingers crossed we'll get him on next week. And I think he'll be up for a live chat. He's not one to shy away. Quiet money, I'm willing to bet Knox won't even play. Yep. They might even let him go. He expires. Maybe they just let that $7 million come off their books, because Atlanta is in a numbers crunch right now. And if Houston does buy out Wall, Trav, would you take him? I'd look at what other point guard options are available in the whole, draft, and let's see. We know as soon as the deadline hits and teams that couldn't, trade a player that they couldn't, teams that couldn't trade a player that they don't want, they'll start buying them out. I think like we saw last season with LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin, all those guys. D-Ross stole Rose, stole Cam, all-star for Kemba next. Wheeling and dealing, right? CT you see Leon Rose, check your wallet. Yeah, absolutely. Facts, right? Someone's been robbed as well. And also some of the New York Knicks might get robbed of minutes with Cam Reddish up in here because he's got talent. And I salute IQJ. I think Cam Reddish is going to come in here motivated. Think about it. You've demanded a trade for months now, and you finally got your wish. Not only that, but you go to the bright lights, you go to a city where your bro from college is there at, fans screaming your name, adding you, blowing up your Twitter account. Cam's going to come in here hot. Let's hope Tibbs can unlock something. And what if Zion Williamson trade to the Knicks, King Dizo? That's a story we're gonna hear that for weeks and years to come. I think Zion Williamson will never stay in New Orleans. It's just a matter of time. Bye bye Randall. Peace to all. Zion will be the last piece. You think, complete the package. I've seen a lot of people divided on it too. Like Lynn says, no to Zion. He's got a lot to prove to fans right now. Is he a ticking time bomb, or is he a real high upside swing right now? Or if anything, is the New York Knicks, is New York City the place where Zion is just destined to be? With RJ and Cam, is that the only city that may just get him to focus? Get in shape, get in the gym, and realize he's throwing his career away. Maybe that doesn't happen if he goes anywhere else, right? Us fans are going to hold that accountable too, like we do with Julius. And Big Task isn't sold on Zion either. And Quiet. We haven't seen him play yet in terms of John Wall in the workout videos or something. It'd be a low risk move. I'd only entertain Wall if he was bought out. He's got to show me something. Again, what have you shown me lately? We got pieces. I'm comfortable with who we got. John Wall would be an addition I'd look at, but it's definitely got some risk to it. Especially in the locker room, and he's got to tap in with the GOAT. Yeah, facts. Zion in New York, pizza won't go together. Yeah, there's going to be brand new sponsorships, right? Subway commercials, Chipotle's, all of that out here. The Knicks had their best team win against Dallas. Yeah, I agree. I was saying that last night. The most complete win, IQJ. Guys, the starting five just started to click, and allowing Reddish to thrive in the 6-man type role with IQ. Man, imagine that getting up and down. Let's look at that bench lineup. Derrick Rose when he comes back, Quentin Grimes or IQ, Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish, and Obi running up and down the floor. That's going to be nightmares for other benches for years to come. And DPE, hopefully the Knicks front office magic can keep working. Hopefully they land De'Aaron Fox or Halliburton or Brunson. Yeah, I think they're looking guard now. They're definitely looking at guard. Kemba Walker. What do you guys think? Do you think Kemba Walker lasts out the season or not? I think it's 50-50 right now. I just don't think Tibbs is on that train. He can't coach a guy that's in 1 minute, out the next. It's frustrating, and it is frustrating because we know Kemba can light it up Kemba can go for 44, like we saw, 31 years old on bad knees. Is the strategy to sit Kemba for 2 weeks, let him ball out, get Eastern Conference Player of the Week, then he sits out 2 weeks, then we let him ball out again? Is that the best strategy? Zion, chilling, eating until his contract runs out, and he's living off Jordan, flight man money. Zion has to show that he wants it. But like I've been saying, is RJ Barrett and Cam, his boys, are they the only ones that can unlock Zion Williamson, his career potential? New York City, right? New Orleans is the city of food. All the beat writers tell me that's the favorite city they love going to. It's just a city full of great food, and it's probably not a good mix for Zion right now. He's getting KFC buckets of gumbo and boxes. Yeah, absolutely. And Eric, salute. Cam and RJ is a great mix. Yep. Chemistry, familiarity, it's nice, right? I think he's just going to integrate seamlessly, probably off the bench straight out. But let's see, he has a lot of potential. I'm loving the Cam, Grimes, Quickly look as well, with Quickly's defense as well on the bench. Those three could be straight lockdown. put dudes in a straitjacket. IQ, you think what Cam does, it shortens Fournier's leash, and at the moment he starts slacking off, he'll get subbed out immediately. Yep, I agree with that one. I think the dudes that got to be worried, for their minutes are Fournier, Burks, and probably Grimes right now. And possibly, this could be controversial, but possibly Obi. We know his minutes couldn't really get much lower, but maybe they like Cam at the 4 spot. Maybe in a precursor sort of term, maybe Obi is a piece that teams are calling for. Miles Turner deal. We're going to have to give them something. It's been talked about. You might not want to do it, but to get Miles Turner in here, you're probably going to have to give up Obi. So things might make more sense. Bringing in Reddish. By the end of this trade deadline, the rotation jam that we're seeing right now might make more sense later once we see who comes in and out, who ends up finishing on this season. And Zion looking like Robert Tractor Trailer. A lot of memes out there for Zion. He's got to feel embarrassed about it. If you're his mentor, his family, whatever it is, get in his ear and get into it. Yeah, absolutely. Zion, commercials abound for him, national commercials, but New York City, he's going to be a billionaire. Zion Williamson will be a billionaire. If he can stay on the court and he comes to New York, he'll finish a billionaire. He'll probably eat 1 billion subs as well. And Freedom, these next 5 games, are pivotal. We could possibly get to the 7th or 8th in the East. Boston and Washington are scheduled possibly work against them, and we have to win at least 4 out of the 5. Facts, Freedom, because after these next 5, it gets a lot tougher. It's Milwaukee, it's Miami, and then it's other West Coast road trip. It's going to be tough out there. We got Denver, we got the Warriors. We definitely need to capitalize. I think we will. I think we'll get to 2-3 games above before we start to hit those tough games. And let's beat Minnesota as well, and let them know what's up. And he's looking like he's from Ghostbusters. We're still in disbelief. We did the fleecing for once. Cam Reddish here, a piece that's going to help us right now, and we didn't give up anything that's gonna hurt us at all. And in fact, we got Solomon Hill. Who knows what we do with him? But we got the 2nd round pick in 2025 as well from Brooklyn. And Fournier really won't play in the 4th now. Facts, right? Tibbs loves defense. He loves 2-way. I think what's going to put Cam ahead of Fournier and everyone else is his shooting. He's scored a couple 30 pieces this season. Cam Reddish has improved from the corner 3, 48%. He's shooting 90% from the line. His defense has picked up. He's elite shot creation from the 3-point too. He's incorporated the step back. He's got a solid dribble. He's played point guard. I think he's got huge upside, unlimited, untapped potential. And him and Broadway Bully Barrett are going to motivate each other. Get each other in the gym 5 a.m. See who's going to be the better man in New York. I'm all for that. Motivation, competition. Iron sharpens iron. And DPE, Zion doesn't plan on playing for New Orleans again. He's not that injured. He wants out. Yeah, I can see that. Good take. He wants the bright lights. I could pull up that press conference interview where he was talking about how much he loved MSG. That was awkward to watch if you're a fan of any other team. That was just funny, right? Drinks and food on us, Halliburton, Obi, IQ, and a first. Halliburton for Obi, IQ, and a first. Do you think is Halliburton the piece that Sacramento want to move? You got De'Aaron Fox on a huge deal. I think he would be their preference to want to move first. But then you've got Davion Mitchell as well. I'd be surprised if they moved Halliburton so soon, because I thought they were really high on Halliburton, and he's obviously proven that he's been a hit, for them in terms of upside. Manchild, in order to get Zion, we got to give the farm and all that comes with. Yeah, just let it ride out. Let it ride out in New Orleans and see what's up right now. We're we're the team. We're the the pretty girlfriend that everyone wants to come see right now. I think, and let's just let them come to us. And yup, 100%. Fournier, Burks, Grimes, potentially Obi. Yeah, we'll have to be slightly concerned in terms of their minutes. The one thing is, I don't think Cam going to come in here and expect a ton of minutes because, he got traded, he got his wish. He can't exactly come in day one and say to Tibbs, I want to play 25 minutes. He's going to have to show Tibbs. He's going to have to show this is what he wanted to come to New York City. Put on the jersey and buckle up now. He got traded. He can't be traded again. So, he's not going to be traded again. So he's just going to have to ride it out in New York and prove that he's, going to get these minutes. But, I do think it's easy to steal the minutes from Fournier. If you're playing solid D, you're hitting the three. I think Fournier could also, let's not sleep on the fact Fournier could be a bigger piece in a big salary move, right? The salaries do match for Evan Turner. Indiana are rebuilding. Maybe you give them Fournier, another, young piece and a couple of firsts. And maybe that gets it done for Miles Turner. And Quiet says, don't be so sure that Fournier won't be in the game in the fourth. He's our best 3-point shooter. And if he can get off, he can get it off in a tight space. Yep, definitely. And it's good either way. Evan's been starting to turn things around. And I'm happy for that. He's put in more effort defensively too. The shot was always going to start to come around. That was the most surprising element, that a talented offensive player his whole career was looking really bad. But something lit a fire under him, playing Boston twice or once, lit that fire under him. Let's hope he can continue as well. Because, in terms of the front office and that, Tibbs has got to play him. We gave him the bag. IQ, I know how many, have said that they want the Knicks to make another move before the deadline, a point guard. But what about Deuce? Why not groom him and watch him become the guy we need at the point guard spot? Great take on that. Deuce McBride, great potential. Tibbs loves him. The front office love him. I think, just where we're at right now, Tibbs wants to play a vet. He wants to try to, win every single game. And I think they think Deuce just needs a bit more development. They're using him in the G League. They're giving him those reps and it's working. It's working well. Deuce is going down, putting up 39 in the G League. Let's continue to give Deuce reps either way, whether it's Westchester or the big club. And I think they got big plans for Deuce around playoff time. Like similar to Obi last season. Just continue to mold him, and let's hope he'll be a big contributor. Come to the playoff time. And definitely he's got huge upside. I think his defense wins guys over. It's the offense and the shot. It looks a little shaky, his shot right now. But like Quiet says, he's just not quite truly an NBA player just yet. But yeah, I'm happy with the situation. Let him continue to eat off the G League right now. That's what we haven't done for so long. Letting guys eat down there, constantly put him down, bring him up. Whenever we play in New York, Westchester, it's just down the road. Send him down there and then bring him back up. And IQ just said it. Yeah, groom him means he needs to develop a bit more. But yeah, I still think he'll play. He'll play where he can. Injuries aside or whatever. But I do think they'll try and get a vet point guard in here. I got to admit the Ryan Arcidiacono thing surprised me a bit. Right, we brought him in here for a 10-day deal and then we just throw him away. But that does show that they're looking for some point guard help. And nothing wrong with developing yet. We're not winning a championship just yet. And yeah, Freedom, Sacramento high on Halliburton. I'll be surprised. I think they want to move Fox's contract right now. What's good? Or McBride, yeah, he's a bit small at the time due to the matchups. Zion definitely stirred the pot with that post-game interview with him watering in the mouth, playing at the Garden. Yeah, it's going to be a story we're going to keep hearing and hearing. But something tells me this is different, right? When LeBron was flirting with the New York Knicks, other players were flirting with the New York Knicks. That's different. When Zion Williamson said it, it just seemed real. It just seemed sincere about it, Now we got Cam, we got RJ. I mean, it's a soap opera right now. What a storyline. And IQ says, he knows many fans have the fantasy to see the Knicks make it to the second or third round, but it's really no different than making it to the first round and being eliminated. Other than the playoff experience that would be valuable, but definitely. I just think it would help perception around the league that we're a bit closer to contending. Maybe pulling in that extra free agent here just to show them how close we are. A first round exit isn't looked upon very fondly, but I do think a third round exit does look a lot better. But Evan, be civilized. Evan, Noel, Kemba up next. Yep, we got pieces abound right now. We're playing Tetris, just shifting pieces around. I can't wait to see what this squad's going to look like after the trade deadline. Or we might even finish all our wheeling and dealing, and on that final day we can just rest, right, with a bevy, whatever you like to drink or eat. We can just sit and relax on that last day. We might have our squad. Maybe we just make a couple minor moves on that last day too, get a couple of picks, help a few teams out, flexibility. I know Tibbs really likes Noel, but can Noel stay healthy? That's the thing. Mitch is starting to really be consistent and ball out. I don't think Tibbs cares for Kemba Walker, to be honest with you. It's cleared for everyone to see. Kemba Walker in and out. Maybe they are just holding him out one more week. We might wake up tomorrow to another Woj bomb. It's more of about the bragging rights. Definitely don't see the Knicks making any more moves until the off season, and there is nothing wrong with that. Yep, facts, right? I would be okay with where we're at, but I don't think we're finished wheeling and dealing. Me personally. Yep, Fournier only plays the way we need him against Boston. Yep, I can see that too. He stepped up against Orlando too, his former team, any former team, basically, flex. Revenge games are a powerful thing. And, let's hope Cam plays, against Atlanta. That'd be nice. But we do see Atlanta one more time, don't we? I believe after this Saturday. Fournier is a good piece coming off the bench down the line. He can play the 2 or 3, and Tibbs will shorten his lineup. Yep, absolutely. Facts, Sherwin. Yep. I've been saying Fournier would be really efficient and effective off the bench. It's just the $19 million. Are they willing to sacrifice, their save face? Salute the Fishers, the Valley of Zion, RJ, and the Garden of Reddish. It's a beautiful thing. God bless all. And a 78 mil bench player. Trade for our point guard right now. That's the next step, man. That's interesting. If there is a point guard that you guys think is gettable that will help this team, which point guard do you think it is? Alec Burks, he's a makeshift point guard right now. He's getting it done. IQ's helping out, but we can't rely on D Rose. We can't rely on Kemba. What's going to happen from here on out? Or do they surprise us all and just start, giving RJ the ball a lot more? They start seeing RJ's playmaking, what he's doing with the ball right now. We got some ball dominant guys in Julius, Fournier, and RJ, and Cam Reddish here now quickly. Maybe that's enough dudes that can just handle the rock, right? He's a G League player right now. He's giving him Trey Burke vibes. And Leon needs to rectify the point guard mess. If and when he does that, you give him all his props. Yep. Which point guard have you got your eyes on right now? Manchild doesn't mean RJ is going back to his natural position now with Reddish on the team. Yeah, I can see that. As Reddish starts to settle in some more, I can see RJ go back to the 2. Definitely. That is if Cam comes in here, shakes things up, and takes Fournier's spot. But I think it's going to take a little bit of time. And P. Nice's Cam will start Saturday. Let's hope. I hope that he's fit to go. The medicals, any of that ankle concern, that'd be nice. Put 30 on his former team. More revenge games coming at him. And Obi, and as many picks as they need for DeJounte Murray and Kemba. Sign me up on that one. DeJounte Murray balling out, more 30 pieces now. What a talented player. That'd really make us a force in the East to reckon with right now. What did you guys think of the result today? Milwaukee Bucks getting up big on Golden State. That was a surprise. And Quiet Money, he definitely feels it's situational, like offense, defense, subs. Yep, absolutely. It's up to Tibbs now to figure out, especially with more wheeling and dealing to come. Let's see what happens. It's all on the front office and Tibbs now. Got to put salaries aside, got to put egos aside, and just play the most deserving rotation, the minutes. If Tibbs is preaching all this ish about practice and all that, right? Just play whoever's dominating practice. Then whoever deserves it should play. And IQJ, I can agree that the more they advance in the playoffs, the more experience they gain. Yeah, definitely when you're a young team. Also, let's not forget Julius Randle hasn't been to the playoffs too much, right? It was his first foray last year, and we know how that looked. We know how that turned out against the ATL, right? He'll only be better for more playoff experience, right now. But I hope, Randle can become more of an IQ player, in terms of watching film and learning how to make this team better, not just himself. And Manchild definitely thinks Fournier will be traded to a contender. Yeah, let's see. It's funny how we were down on his trade value. Now Evan Fournier is starting to pick up that trade value, guys. And I think if he continues this form, he definitely will be a player that some contenders will look into, which will be good for us too, because that salary is heavy. I wouldn't mind getting out of that contract. And absolutely, we can see what we can get for Nerlens Noel. If he can stay healthy for another team, he could definitely help teams out. He's a shot blocker. He lays it all out there. He's just got a lot of deficiencies. And salute for that info, P. Nice. Kemba sold his home in New York. That's some interesting news right there. Writings on the wall, perhaps. Quiet Money. We need to trade for Shai Gilgeous. Absolutely. He is the real deal. He was lighting Brooklyn up. He lit us up. He is the real deal. And we flamed out on that in terms of the Kevin Knox pick. What could have been if we had Shai Gilgeous? That would have been our point guard soul for the future, right? Then we would have had all these other pieces. And Ben Simmons is the point guard that Manchild wants the most. That is the big domino to fall, right? It seems like the noise has gotten a bit quiet on that, right? Maybe we wake up any day with the big Woj bomb. Ben Simmons is still the big fish out there. It's interesting, Philly are playing hard to get. Philly are playing so hard to get with Ben Simmons. No team is acquiescing to their needs. And that's just going to be interesting, right? What are they going to do? Keep fining him? He's already been fined a record $15 million. Daryl Morey straight, he's tight as any GM out there right now. And Philadelphia, there's only so long that they can remain patient, right? Their fans, the Joel Embiid laying it all on the line. A healthy Joel Embiid, he's got limitations on his career and his knees, right? They shouldn't be wasting his prime right now. So let's get a deal done. And Fournier is a better trade piece than a bench piece. Yeah, I think so too. It's mainly the contract. Let's get out of that contract. Evan, when he's playing well, he's definitely can help us. He's helping, and he can help some teams. But with 2 more guaranteed years at that 19 mil, let's get out from that. We got Cam Reddish here now, which they probably have some tentative plans to pay when his contract is up. So we need to save some more money for that max salary, potentially a third max slot to sit next to RJ and Julius at the moment. And Kemba, yeah, could definitely be the next man out. IQ, he was already been benched this season, and I think he's frustrated with the situation. Right, he's been dragged through the mud. His name's been embarrassed. He's been benched, for 9 straight games. DNPCD came out one Eastern Conference Player of the Week. I just think it's one of those guys that's been a 4-time All-Star, but can't come to the realization where his body is at right now. His mind's still telling him his ability, is still an all-star. But unfortunately, the last thing to come to grips with the reality is an athlete's brain. Their body gives way first. And I think, his knees aren't the way they were. He's not capable of being what he could be, each and every night. He can do it for a week stretch, but them knees are degenerative. He needs to rest, ice those bad. It's like Patrick Ewing's knees towards the end of his career. And when Tibbs, he's trying to grind dudes out. You can't have a guy that has to sit every single night. And a DPE, you want to see more trades from the Knicks. Hopefully, we can get the 6 or 7 seed in the playoffs. Yep, absolutely. I'm not going to be. I think we'll definitely get 6. So 7 or 8. I think 6 would be a real win. Escape the play-in. Let's play with house money in the playoffs. 7 and 8. I'm not going to be mad at that, because you win your first play-in game and then you automatically qualify for the 7 spot. Maybe we draw the Chicago Bulls, or a favorable matchup in that regard. I'd bet on us against that. And be civilized. Yeah, you rather have DeJounte from the Spurs, but it's wishful thinking. Yeah, absolutely. He's their building block. I think DeJounte is going to hang around for years to come. That's the dude they're going to prioritize. And P. Nice, I can also see that one too. The Knicks trade for Eric Gordon, and D. Rose has requested that from them. Eric Gordon's contract, 18 or something mil, a couple of years left. Boys with D. Rose growing up in the AAU circuit. What do you think that's going to take to get Eric Gordon? It's probably going to be a Nerlens Noel, or another salary like Fournier, something like that, and some picks, because I think Houston are going to want some youth. The Fishers, in terms of point guards, Kendrick Nunn, Markelle Fultz, Anthony Simons, and DeJounte. Some good names there, the Fishers. Kendrick Nunn, he'd be a cheap, stopgap. He's not doing much in LA. Markelle Fultz, another high upside, that'd be nice. I can see that. And also, Anthony Simons and DeJounte, sign me up for those last two. Absolutely sign me up. And no left lane, no old point guard. Salute Quiet Money fam. Appreciate everyone up in here. The chat's on fire tonight. When the New York Knicks are making big moves, when everyone's up late, everyone's chatting, everyone's amped, juiced. Tomorrow's going to be on fire, and then that clash in Atlanta, that's going to be off the chain as well. And also I don't want to ignore the other side of the trade. Kevin Knox. I hope he gets some minutes. Kevin Knox. Salute to that man. Let's hope he can do something in this league. A new change of scenery. I don't want to see that man's career, flame out. And see Kevin Knox playing overseas, in 2 years. That'd just be a sad sight. And John Wall, KPJ for Fournier, Noel, Kemba, and Burks, giving up salary. Yeah, that's going to be interesting too. The KPJ thing, in terms of Christian Wood as well, Sherwin, Houston Rockets have got some wheeling and dealing to make as well. Which teams are going to take a chance on KPJ and Christian Woods again? That's going to be interesting. Also, on that note, do you guys think that the fact that we got Cam Reddish in here now, does that put the Jeremy Grant trade to bed right now? I think we can say the Jeremy Grant thing is probably going to be put to bed, right? Because how can you fit him in with Julius Obi and Cam Reddish here? and maybe the asking price for Jeremy Grant was just too much, or this trade was just too good, to not take. And yeah, Simons is not leaving Portland. Facts. Shea Gilgeous, absolutely the real deal. Salute to Sam Presti in the OKC. They fleeced the Clippers. They gave up an aging Paul George, got a generational wealth of picks, upside all-star talent. Josh Giddey out there balling as well. Took Josh Giddey with the 6th pick. Copped a lot of heat with that one. But Sam Presti's another great GM. He knows what he's doing right there. I think Sam Presti deserves a bigger market, to be honest, out there. If Sam Presti could be in a place like a bigger market where stars may actually want to go, I think that'd be a nice fit. Yeah, the Garden fans will make Ben Simmons cry. He's not coming to play here. I think Ben Simmons wants to play out in the West Coast. He's a California dude now, maybe with LeBron. But Philly want no parts of Westbrook. They want absolutely nothing to do with Russ right now. Atlanta wasn't even using Cam. Yeah, they was using Herder much more. Yeah, facts. Herder, DeAndre Hunter, and Bogdanovich, Bogey. I think, Cam was fed up with that situation right now. At least this situation is going to be much better for him. He's going to get at least 10 to 15 minutes consistently, and he's going to be in a role where he can create for a team, have the ball in his hands. John Wall, KPJ, Fournier, Noel, Kemba Burks, giving up salary. Yep. And save some more money buying out Wall. Randall gave the fans the thumb down. Simmons will give the fan 2 middle fingers up. He's too fragile for New York. A good one, Lynn. It's interesting, does he just want to get out of Philly so bad? Is that what makes that situation look so bad? Or do you guys really think that he just ain't built for this? There are reports that he does like New York, in terms of a destination. But it's interesting. I just think he's fed up with Philly, the situation with Embiid. They threw him under the bus, right? Doc Rivers threw him under the bus. That's what's reduced his trade value. Philadelphia, they're stuck in the mud right now. They have themselves to blame for this whole mess. And yes, Ben Simmons is somewhat of a head case as well, right? He's not helping the situation with what he's doing, acting a child, acting a fool here. But Daryl Morey, drama seems to follow wherever Daryl Morey's at, right? He faced the drama in Houston. He brings the drama over in Philly. I'm glad we don't deal with Daryl Morey. If Barrett dropped 30 again, yep, he'll win Player of the Week. I'm here for that. Let's get it. Let's see if he dropped 30 and Cam Reddish dropped 30 in the same game. That'll break the internet. That'll break the hearts of Atlanta. Atlanta fans are sulking all over social media. Everyone's been seeing it. And Gordon, RJ, Cam, and Jules, that'd be nice up in here. One thing with this move, we're solidifying our defense. We're getting back to that identity last season with more length, with more offense, right? Reggie Bullock last year gave us some D, but, they hid Trae Young on him in the playoffs, right? Cam Reddish isn't a player you can hide anybody on. He's 6'8", 6'9", got handles like a point guard, has the in and out dribble, step back three, can create, can defend. It's just going to be a whole nother dynamic for this team, a whole different look. And if Barrett drops 30 again, it's his team. I think, the noise is going to get louder and louder. The Garden's making their thoughts known right there, the Garden crowd. And DPE, great comment. Knox will drop 16 on the Knicks. They'll probably be garbage minutes too. Let's hope we get up 30. Let's hope Kevin Knox plays the fourth quarter and just hits 4 threes in a row. IQJ, Atlanta matchup is going to be electric, not only because of the trade, but because that playoff series is still lingering in our minds, yeah. And the F Trae Young, spitting on Trae Young, that's a rivalry that's going to be around for a long time now. IQJ, that's what I was saying too. I didn't think this was Atlanta's preference to trade Cam to New York, a rival. Rivals don't really want to do trades with each other. But I just think we had the best deal available. It was unbelievable. LA Lakers were the only team in it. They were offering a second round pick, 2 second round picks, right? I mean, that's shopping at the Dollar Tree store right there. LA Lakers are poor right up in here. We got more assets than anybody. And Be Civilized wanted Cam versus Jeremy Grant anyways. Yeah, facts. Knox won't even see 16 minutes. Good one, Lex. And Quiet too. Not even sure if Knox is going to get in the game. I think Knox was more of the throw-in. You got to say they valued the first round pick a lot more than the Kevin Knox thing. I think they were just happy to get a young asset that they could try to see if there's something there. But if Cam couldn't even play behind Bogey, Herder, and Hunter, there's no way Kevin Knox is playing ahead of them right now, especially with Nate McMillan there. He's going to yank Knox quicker than Tibbs yanked Knox. And KPJ is a good player, yeah, but he's a nutcase. He may find himself out of the league soon, not because of his talent, but because he's been given a second chance, right? He had a blow up in Cleveland and a blow up in Houston now. How many GMs with their jobs at stake are going to take a chance on KPJ? Knowing it's going to be, fool me once, and then fool me twice, kind of thing. And Be Civilized, Doc Rivers and Ben Simmons don't get along, is what you're seeing. Yeah, definitely. What Doc said after the playoff loss, that was horrible. Whether whether it was truthful or not, you're trying to help your players trade value, not hurt it. You know what I mean? Wasn't Doc Rivers a president or GM before? Doesn't he know what business is like? Just exactly like Julius. Despite whatever he thought about the fans, you don't look yourself in the camera, in the public press conference, and belittle the customers, the fans, say those kind of things, right? That's just not good business. And bring in Presti, let Perry step. Facts. KPJ, Solomon Hill need to be on the team. Yeah, we need some dirty players. We need some hustlers out here. I could see Grimes being a young hustler soon, but he's a bit raw still. He's learning the ropes. He's getting down and grimy. Taj Gibson's a stand-up guy. He gets physical, but he's not dirty either. Definitely I think Tibbs is going to try to vet up. We speculated with Berman, which direction would the Knicks go? Would they go younger, or would they try to get more pieces for Tibbs? And it's looking like they're trying to get some more pieces, and go see how far they can go. I don't think they're happy being, a child to Cleveland or the Chicago Bulls, the way they overtook us in this season so far. You know what I mean? From us being, having a taste of the 4th seed to where we're at now, this front office ain't satisfied at all. Look for them to stack vets and see how far we can go. And DPE doesn't want no diva Bernadette Simmons up in here as well. A lot of fans so divided with Simmons. I think half of them would love to have him and half don't want him. Sounds like another Julius situation right now if we brought Simmons in here. Also, we need shooting. Where does that leave us with Simmons if we bring him in here? We've already got Cam Reddish now that can handle the rock, run the break. And Supreme Court shut down Biden COVID mandate today. Wonder what the NBA going to do now. That bears watching. A year within a day in this NBA, right? It's day to day with this news craziness right now, and it's going to be interesting to see. And Quiet Money's with DPE on that one. IQJ, we ended up the only team, willing to give up a first for Cam, but it was perfect because that first was a heavily protected first. He wasn't even going to parlay, most likely for 2 years, so that was a win-win. Just getting out of that one. And straight facts, right? The Dollar Tree. We got all the assets up in here. These other teams are poor out here too, and we are the most valuable franchise, right? yet we're playing with house money, right? You know, we're helping other teams save money, right? The LA Lakers, they're supposed to be wealthy. And the funny thing is, James Dolan owns the Forum in LA, right? The site that the Clippers needed to buy, to build their new stadium, right? So James Dolan got real estate in these guys' own backyard. That's how wealthy we are up in here. Philly did Ben dirty, criticizing him publicly. Exactly, manchild. That was awful business right there. He basically he had his heart on his sleeve, I think, and yet we have the assets. Knox is going to be end up back of the milk carton. Absolutely. Dolan ain't going for no player with bad character. I think so too. They're very, very careful with who they bring it up in here. And Mitch he's been fun to watch. John, salute. Let's see what happens with his contract situation. That's going to be one of the biggest talking points now up until the trade deadline, and if not, the rest of the season, because Mitchell Robinson is in the last year of a prove it deal, and he's starting to prove it. And Grimes, he don't even wear new sneakers when he play. That's how you know he about it. Absolutely, he's getting down and grimy right now. No Simmons for big task. Yeah, Dolan sold it to the Clippers. Facts, P nice. Sold it for a handsome cost right now. James Dolan does all that wheeling and dealing, does good business. Steve Ballmer probably did a wink deal. Steve Ballmer will probably help us out later down the track, and he made a cool bill off the Forum right now, right? Maybe Zion Williamson comes in here and takes some of that bill. Allah with the question, will Kyrie be able to play in New York City now that the court did that? Plus, players like Simmons and Beal are said to not be vax, so they wanted to come, and what would they have to be vax now before now? Good questions. I'm not up to date with all the mandates and the news with that. I'm sure we'll start to hear a bit more in the days. I know there was talk from Bondi, Stefan Bondi was saying that there's a chance that the Nets could play Kyrie in home games if they take a cost. They take on a fine. That's craziness. Would they be willing to pay a fine to let Kyrie play? That's interesting. Salute freedom again, John May. Salute to the whole chat up in here. The chat show, red alert. The New York Knicks hit the red button today for help, and we've upgraded straight off that. The New York Knicks making moves, collecting assets, taking names and numbers, and it better be Simmons to go to a small market team like Sac, revamp his game. Yeah, I can see that too. Be civilized. I was saying Portland would be a great place for him to go at and send Dame to a contender. But looks like Dame's there now. He's shutting it down, getting surgery. That's interesting. There's just I think the trade market's completely dried up for Ben Simmons right now. That's why we're just not seeing nothing. It's going to be probably last trade deadline day madness for Ben Simmons, right? Does Daryl Morey just swallow the pill and take a lesser fee, or does he just keep Simmons rotten there, for the rest of the season and then tick off, Embiid? That's going to be crazy to see. If we had Mitch last year, we advance. Yep, I can see that, Allah. Mitch has got Capella's number too. A motivated, healthy Mitch. That's going to be interesting. And salute Beal is vaxxed. That's interesting. I didn't hear that one yet. I didn't hear that one, man. Beal is vaxxed, but I think Beal's happy in Washington. I think he's happy there. Let's see. He's got some help now. Washington's overachieving, so salute to them. They've turned it around. They did good business with the LA Lakers. Taking all those pieces. The Lakers did bad business. Losing Caruso, losing all those pieces just to bring in Russell Westbrook. it hasn't worked out. I'm glad we didn't throw, the bag for Russ. And Quiet is wanting to throw the bag at Mitch, and he's down on Turner. You want your centers in the paint, not out of the 3-point line. Yep, traditional, man. Traditional big man getting down low, cleaning the glass, blocking shots. You only wish Mitch could just show something outside of the alley-oop as well. If he had a solid free throw shot, let's hope he can develop that. Let's hope he can develop a jump hook, a baby J or something like that. And 400 mil. What was that one for the forum? Salute Allah. We still need to have to wait because of the state of New York is a whole different animal. But he thinks it will happen soon. Yeah, it's looking that way. They only care about money, not people. Freedom. This is not state court; it's Supreme Court all over the states. Quiet money. Turner led the league in blocks last season. That he did. He's very consistent in terms of patrol in the paint, but he's not a great rebounder. Miles Turner. That is his weakness right now. Salute Lex. Smash the like button. Let's get it. The chat's on fire. The New York Knicks wheeling and dealing, making heavy moves up in here. Leon, the mob boss, holding teams at ransom. They knew what they were doing last year when they moved down in that draft to collect more assets. They knew that those assets were going to come in handy. And I'm also glad they didn't trade Knox last year as well. So that proves holding on to Knox that little bit more, helped us out. And it's still a process. You hope it does happen. Freedom. Bill can stay where he at. Yeah, absolutely right. Stay loyal. Talk that talk in Washington. They're not going nowhere. And he does get busy in the paint. Big Task says. John May, he feels like IQ needs 5 to 10 more a minute a game. Agree or disagree? Definitely, I can see him, getting 5 more. I think his defense has earned him some more minutes. John, IQ has improved on the defensive end. Frame wise, put on a bit of muscle. Less tunnel vision. Still some poor shot selection at times, but I think he does, deserve all the minutes he's getting. Big Task, Quiet. Yeah, it's more than just one player. I like Jones. Yeah, check the news too. Get more info. You need info if you need. You can Google it. It was in the front page news today here in NYC. Sean says, yeah, Washington is not overachieving. You picked them to be better than the Knicks before the season started. Okay, yep. In terms of that, I did feel Washington would improve, definitely. I did think they would improve as well. I didn't think they would take over the Knicks, but I think Washington's depth, I knew that would definitely help them. All those pieces that they brought in, from LA. And you say Turner's not a great defender, period. He can go, missing at times or rotationally, but he's, you can't argue with the way that he protects the paint, and the rim. And Julian, salute to the chat too. Knicks moving all forward. All depends on Randall continuing his unselfish play, helping RJ and the younger core grow to their potential. Absolutely. You only go as far as one of your best players, Julian. I agree 100%. Julius Randle, his unselfish play, he's the engine with this right now. His quick decision making, no hesitation on the open threes, just pull the trigger, play loose, don't overthink it, and also trust RJ. RJ's on the come up. Give him the ball, give him his shine, especially in the fourth. And if Turner's good, why are the Pacers shopping him? Look, that is a good point. I think, Pacers have got issues for many reasons. They're trying to move all different pieces and start again. And IQ is playing too many minutes for sure. And yet we know where you sit with Quickly right now. You want to see Quickly's minutes diminish, definitely. Manchild, Montrez, Caldwell, Pope threw punches on each other. Yeah, that was crazy, right? 2 head cases from the Lakers, getting in each other's grill. I'm glad that's not us right now. And Freedom, he's just passing on to anybody who might not know, bro, because he cares and all about that. Yeah, salute Allah. We know everyone cares. It's been a crazy season so far with this. There's going to be more bombs to drop. We've got the playoffs, we've got the All-Star game. I think the All-Star is probably going to be in a different kind of format, with all this stuff going around. Big task there. They are shopping everybody. Everything is for sale up there in Indy. IQ is playing 22 minutes a game. He should be playing 15, according to Sherwin. Especially Turner for quiet. You hear his name more than anything. Absolutely. They're dangling Turner a lot. Maybe that is one of their biggest assets that they're just not sold on right now. That maybe they feel like he's not living up to what they want. Sabonis is another interesting name. Domantas Sabonis, a young player with some upside. He's another guy out there that's been hanging out there by Indy. And DPE, Caldwell Pope probably didn't like Harold Digital Mask, so he punched him. It's crazy up in there, some of these beefs, right? The Markeith Morris beef is still out, with a spinal injury. The fact that he got cheap shotted by the Joker, that's a beef waiting to continue to happen, right? When they play each other again, that's going to be crazy. And speaking of beefs, of course, next game, the big clash in the ATL. New York Knicks go up in there and hopefully punk Atlanta again, like we did on Christmas Day. It's going to be a different looking ATL, of course, with Trey there, DeAndre Hunter. But of course, Cam Reddish is rocking the orange and blue now. Wonder what number Cam Reddish takes. Number 22, his number's taken. What do you guys think? Number 21? Do you think he takes Kevin Knox's number 20? And P nice on that. Another trade will happen today. We're here to book it. We'll talk about it tomorrow night or tomorrow morning. Let's see what it will be. We're in that wheeling and dealing mode right now. And what will Turner do for the Knicks or to the Knicks? Will he help them to win more games? Sherwin, you're a Mitch guy. You want to rock with Mitch. You want to give him, 14.5 mil contract. That's definitely a lot cheaper than what Turner's getting paid. Mitch, to me, I'm happy with him. He just needs to continue to do what he's doing, do it consistently, stay healthy first and foremost, and then start to develop his game. If we do decide to keep Mitch for the long term, in the summer, he needs to come back with some extra weapons, right? He can't just be a rim runner his whole career. He needs to come back with something extra, if we're going to give him 14.5 as well, because, we see where the league's going. And I don't want him to put on any extra weight, right? Just continue to lose weight and stay slim, stay quick on his feet. Mitch can guards around the perimeter. He can switch on an island. That's what I love about Mitch too. Mitch in his first and second year, he was a headache for guards. The way he could contain them, and quiet money. Sabonis is much better, than him as well. Yep, I think Sabonis is the piece they probably want to keep around the most, right? And he's probably got a lot more of the trade value. And speaking of that, the fact that Philly's demands are so high, they don't even want to entertain a Sabonis, and some other decent pieces for a Ben Simmons deal. They want a player in the next tier, which is, thinking that's wishful thinking right now for Daryl Morey. Ben Simmons can continue to sit on the pine and keep finding him, because that's a mess out there. And Lynn, Miles Turner is much better than Mitch, in your opinion, on offense. Mitch is much better on defense, but not not a one-dimensional player. Got to stop selling him short. Good point with that one. And Turner can come off the bench for us. I think he's 18 mil. It's definitely going to be a hefty thing to swallow. But big task. You would realistically trade. Who would realistically trade for Sabonis with what they're asking would be with blowing up the team. Turner makes the most sense to be the biggest asset. And with Manchild, you're happy with Mitch and Sims. You good with that one. The good thing is we don't really need to force it move right now with the center spot. We do got Sims, a young up and comer. We got Mitch playing well. Noel on a cheap deal, even though he's inconsistent. We could keep Noel for one more year. We don't necessarily got to trade Noel straight away. Maybe we pick up some other bargain center with another second round pick as well. The thing is about big mans, whether you agree or not, they're in less demand in terms of salary. You can pick a dude, on a minimum deal or $10 million at a center spot and give you quality production like what we're getting from Mitch. Compared to guard play and wings, they command a much bigger salary where it's at right now. And we need to win these next three. RJ and Randall take care of the young, and then take care of Trey, and then Ball, then Edwards in that order. Yeah, I agree. Let's roll through this stretch, right? Like a bowling ball, down the lane. Let's bowl them over. In terms of ATL, one thing I'm really happy with, we always get up for these matchups. We don't need no extra motivation when we play these rivals, right? ATL, I think we beat them, convincingly Christmas Day. We'll do it again, and then we need to handle Ant Edwards or Leon, LaMelo Ball, and then Ant Edwards. Absolutely, three young teams. Let's show them that our young core is better than everyone else's young core, right? The thing is, in the New York Knicks young core never gets talked about by anyone, right? We get dissed, we get slept on, right? But we're changing the narrative on that. We've got Grimes that's getting attention. Atlanta Hawks wanting Grimes. It's only going to be another year before Deuce McBride, people start noticing him. Jericho Sims. Who else we got? Everyone else. RJ Barrett, Mitch. Don't sleep on our young core. Obi quickly. And Big Tuss never said Turner is the best player. Freedom, yet you agree with Manchild. And be civilized. Noel first got to be out of here before Mitch. Absolutely. The $10 million, that's a nice salary filler. Be civilized. Let's look at some teams that may need a Noel. Another a nice backup center that can come in there and stay healthy for 20 minutes a night, like he did the other night. And Wyatt's not interested in no player on the Pacers at all. Full stop. Mediocre. And P Nice says Turner will be here any minute. Let's see, man. Leon Rose, we know what he goes after. He likes. He's hell bent on trying to get Turner. Or we feel what we're hearing. Let's see. It's going to be really interesting the next 2 weeks. Trade deadline, the rumblings, the buzz. Every team wants to wheel and deal with us. We got the assets, the ammunition to fleece. Let's see what this front office wheels, what they do, wheels and deals. Manchild, Noel for Brunson. That's a nice win-win trade for both too. We don't miss Noel here, and Dallas gets something for Brunson. That makes a lot of sense too. Salute to that one. And Big Task, he can respect that. Quiet. We want Shea Gilgeous over anybody. Facts, right? I don't think Sam Presti's going to let anything get in the way of letting Shea Gilgeous out. I think he's going to keep him around and continue to build. And Julian, we got to teach Mitch how to skyhook with that wingspan. Get Kareem on the plane next season. Facts, salute to that one. Get the Kareem up in here. Mitch, I think a big summer for Mitch. He's committed. He's hungry to succeed now. I think Mitch is he's matured. He was injured during the summer, but what did he do? He tried to improve by putting on weight. It just turned out that it wasn't the best move. But Mitch's motivation's there now, I think, and let's hope he can pick up a move or two and start working on his game. And it needs to start with the free throws. Mitchell Robinson's free throws are one of the ugliest I've ever seen. Right, even the announcers say straight line drives. Straight line drives to the bucket. It's ugly to see. for Mitch to stay on the floor in the fourth, he's got to improve his free throw shooting next year. Absolutely. P nice. Noel and Obi equals to 18 mil. That does match Turner's 18 mil. That makes a lot of sense. Exactly. That's why I just said earlier too, bringing in the Cam Reddish deal. Don't sleep on the fact that that may mean Obi is possibly expendable now. Expendable in that deal for Turner. Cam Reddish can play some small ball 4 up in here as well. And Allah, we might be holding on to Noel, Burks, and Fournier for that big fish. Absolutely, thinking like Brock Allah, thinking like a GM up in here. Those salaries do help us out, match salaries, because especially Evan Fournier's. Without that $19 million, we're not matching no salary for a star player right now. And John may ask, who's my favorite player? Who's our favorite player? My favorite player is the New York Knicks. I ride and die with the New York Knicks. Whoever else is wearing the jersey, I root for. But I've got a few players. I really, really like Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett right now. I have to say, I respect Randall, but I'm not married to Randall at all. His game frustrates me at times. But I just want to see that next star come into New York, whether it's already here or someone else, and just take us to that next level. Take us to that chip. It's been way too long, and you would trade both of them for Turner. Big task to P nice, and Shea Gilgeous, fingers crossed, quiet money. He's got all the game we need, man. We whiffed on that one, man. We could have had him. We could have had him right now, man. Let's go back to that draft night and let Kevin Knox go somewhere else. We scouted Kentucky all season long just to take Kevin Knox instead of Shea. Thanks to Mills, Perry, and Fizdale. They set us back 3 years with that one. The Fishers, no lefty lane or old point guard. And a big task, no, it's not me, the front office. Noel can go, Obi stays, from Lex. Noel can definitely go. I'm good with that one. I'm good with Obi staying. Yeah, you're on the money with that one. Lynn, who can give their new team the better game plan, Reddish or Knox? Does Knox even know the Knicks plays? Great question. Kevin Knox always looks disinterested. He ain't locked in here. I think Cam Reddish is going to help us a lot more in terms of motivation, coming out here ready to ball. And I think he'll definitely know Atlanta's game plan a lot more. And he's a more sound defender as well. He's going to help this team, and Tibbs knows it. Tibbs is on board. Salute Canal. Salute. What do you rate this trade today? Straight off the bat, it's 8.5 for me. The ability to be a 10 out of 10 trade. Sherwin gives it 10.5. This could be 100 out of 10, this trade. Let's say Cam Reddish becomes an all-star alongside RJ Barrett becoming an all-star. This is a trade that we'll finally be able to talk about for years and years to come, right? It'll be one of those party jokes that we used to tell about, other teams tell about, Andrea Bargnani and some of those bad moves we did. Finally we're on the right end of these kind of trades. It's a whole new front office, a whole new generation here, and I'm with it. The New York Knicks are respected now. We're respected around the league. No one calling us getting fleeced no more. Messiah Ujiri, Sam Presti, they can kick rocks. We're fleecing teams now. Presti, quiet money, keep an SGA until it's time to pay him. Let's hope. Let's hope he's on the next thing smoking. And I'd give up. How many first-round picks, quiet, would you give up for Shea? Would you give up all the picks that we've got to get him in here? Because we know Presti loves his picks. And, Shea's their building block. He doesn't even think they'll entertain it. And P, I was only asking, would you do it? P Nice says Obi's gone. That's interesting. You're hearing things out there. Obi, it's going to be interesting. It's a business decision, I think, at the end of the day. Leon Rose is attached to Obi, but it's a business. They're locked and loaded. Looks like with Julius, they're rocking with him. He's under contract for 19 mil for the next 4 or 5 years. Say what you want, but it's a very, very costly, efficient contract for Julius, right? If he at least becomes an all-star again for a couple more years or two, that contract is still a great contract. So I can see them continuing to rock with Julius out here and maybe bringing in his boy Turner. Obi is Leon's guy. Lex doesn't think he's going to give up on him just yet. That's going to be one of the shocking things that might play out. I think if anything, Obi is a piece or one of our best expendable pieces that other teams will want. So that's going to be real interesting. And salute Drew. You wonder what happens with the Reddish being here. Is it possible we trade? It's going to be interesting. Definitely, man. I can see that. I can see everyone staying locked and loaded, and more deals to come. I think definitely more deals to come. Look out for it. This is just a precursor. We definitely need the point guard in here. To that note, that could be one of the final pieces of the puzzle. RJ Barrett, emerging as a starting, star for us. A wing shooting guard, bringing in his boy Cam, Julius at the power forward. Mitch potentially at the center or another trade, and then all eyes to the point guard spot now. And we could find our starting five, that we rock with for the next 3-4 years. I think the biggest dude to be out of here is Kemba Walker. I just can't really see Kemba Walker sticking, to be honest with you. Tibbs is over that. The front office is over what's going on right now. And, it's going to be something that bears watching. Kemba wants to play. And trade Fournier to Houston for Eric. Yep, I'm with that trade too. Eric Gordon's vet savviness, shooting, defending, that's an upgrade on Fournier. I'm not mad if we keep Fournier, if he can keep his play up, what he's doing recently. But Eric Gordon, that would be a piece that Tibbs would love up in here. Eric Gordon's got that grittiness, toughness. He can be a pseudo point guard as well. He can handle the rock. He can distribute. That'd help this team a lot. Eric Gordon can play guard 1 to 3, can switch on pick and roll. Tibbs loves dudes that switch. He was married to Elfrid Payton for so long because he could switch on the D. And not Obi for big task. I talked to him, CT. Appreciate you. Everyone in the chat's lit. Great day for the New York Knicks organization, right? The season with fresh start, clean slate. 500, 21-21, exactly where we were last season, but with a much better roster than last season. The East is stronger right now, but the New York Knicks brought in a nice piece, good for the locker room, good chemistry, a nice piece for us to contend this season, and also to see how far we can go in the future as well. We're not done dealing yet. Let's see what happens over the coming weeks. It's going to be crazy to see. The streets are buzzing every single day with this thing. The New York Knicks fans, the best in the world right here, rocking this forum out here. The pods, New York Knicks podcast on blast. Shout out to everybody. The chat is where it's at. Obi, you think, is gone for a point guard for the Fishers. I can see that too. I think Obi is a surplus piece. Whether you love his game or you want him to stay, you have to say on this roster, he is a surplus in their eyes. I think he's an asset that other teams want, and he's a player that we could, potentially do without, in terms of bringing in Cam Reddish now and needing a point guard. Let's see. I just think Obi's lack of minutes is a product of Tibbs, the coach being here. Had we have a different coach, a different philosophy and direction, Obi would be here for the long haul. But, the fact that Tibbs is here, let's see how much of a voice that Tibbs has that may affect Leon's thinking. Because Leon Rose is going to have to it's going to be a really ballsy move to have to trade the pick that he selected. And big task, the Knicks was supposed to be drafted by Gordon, supposed to have drafted Gordon. Yep, that's on the money there. And trade a bologna sandwich with no cheese for Eric Gordon. Straight facts with that one. Admiring Lynn's comment. Peace, Allah. The Fishers, Zion coming to party with RJ, IQ, and Cam. It's a Duke party out here all over again. The Fishers wants to trade Obi. trade Julius as well. Okay, that's interesting. Who do you want to rock with at the 4 spot? Do you want Simmons up in here? And how do you like that Cam move to Julian? A thumbs up for me for that move. Drew, I guess we got Zion Randall. Yeah, he's getting shipped off. I guess if we get Zion, Randall's getting shipped off. I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Zion really can't play nothing but the 4 right now, especially at his size. Yeah, I dread to think what he weighs right this very moment. We know he's subjective weight, but a bad foot with a lot of weight don't go hand in hand, do they? They don't. They're not a good mix right now. He's got to get it back on the court and start playing. Presti got rid of Durant and Westbrook. Yeah, that was crazy. And Harden as well. And Ibaka. That's crazy, right? Small market team recycling those players. And a P nice. Leon is not locked into Obi. He got him in the league and he did his job. I can see that too, man. I can see that. Let's see. He's definitely in that situation where he's got to put the organization first. Don't be married to no player. That can cost you a job. And freedom. Your baby bro called you earlier, pissed off because he's a Hawks fan. He called you saying, "Welcome, big bro." That's a good one, man. Good to know that he's high on Cam, but let's see what he can do. Let's see what he does in the Mecca. And Lynn wants to get Miles Turner and a point guard, and you're happy with what moves we've done. Don't forget, we got a piece coming back in Derrick Rose that is potentially like a brand new trade all over again. D Rose coming up in here, being that D Rose that he does, coming off the bench. That's going to be insane. Our bench is legit going to be like a starting unit, going to blow teams out the water. And Pudge wants to hopefully do the Turner deal today. Leon Rose, they're probably in the office right now. They probably didn't even leave the office, still talking moves. Love the Cam move. Hope Tibbs takes more minutes from Fournier and not Grimes. Yeah, me too. I can definitely see that one. I agree. And Drew was thinking Kemba to hit that. He was thinking Kemba to, I think that Tibbs will start Burks and then put Reddish in Burke's spot as well. Yep, multi-dimensional is Reddish, can handle the rock. He can do it all. He can absolutely do it all. And you can see Fournier, Kemba, Taj, Noel, and Rose in a trade. Yeah, I think I can definitely see all of them except D Rose, Manchild. I think D Rose is going to hang around. His family around here. Tibbs loves him. And P Nice trade Kemba to the Clippers. That's what I've been saying. Great fit up in there. And Miles Turner gets the thumbs down for quiet. And Allah says, I got to get Alan Hahn up in here next. Yeah, appreciate that. Definitely big things on the cards. More big guests to come through. Join us on the streets that are buzzing. Alan Hahn would be a great guest to come on. Love Alan. I love what he does on Facebook. With his Facebook group and reaching out to the fans. He's a man of the fans. He's a busy man though. He's successful doing the radio show. I'd love to get Alan up in here. Definitely going to try. Just to let everyone know too, I definitely tried to get KP, like I said, KP and Frank, give us some words to the New York Knicks fans, but, unfortunately they didn't come through, but, still wish them all the best. Once a Knick, always a Knick. And, Drew, as much as you like Kemba, you just don't think he fits with this team. Is RJ becoming the point forward? Yep, I can see that. Star J Barrett, the point forward, the point god as well, hand him the keys. He can do it all right now. And Rose ain't leaving until Tibbs is leaving. Yep, that's what I've been saying, quiet. Absolutely straight facts. Who do I think will be next to Julian? Or do you think we'll be done for now? I think all cards are on the table, right? Definitely play, people dangling different picks and all of that. Let's see. Tibbs is a no-nonsense coach. So best believe if Evan's struggling, Cam and Grimes will steal some of his minutes. But by Kemba helping out Grimes automatically, Yep, I can see that. Be civilized. Salute. There was no fleecing. Both teams got what they wanted. Great comment too, RG. Hey, we acquiesced to what they wanted. We gave them the first round pick. That's what they wanted. They didn't value Cam, and we also gave them a young piece. We got a piece that helps us. And dang, there's a lot of mods up in here. He just realized. Hey, salute, Drew. Haven't seen you around, but welcome, Drew. Appreciate everyone. The mods keep it real up in here. Appreciate everybody, the whole chat. All of you that say trade Obi, who is our backup power forward? You gonna play Randall 48? Good comment, good question as well, Lex. Who do we want to see at the 4? Cam Reddish, maybe small ball 4. And nobody was complaining about Obi when he was brought that speed and spark off the bench. It was the bench that saves us till now. Yep, that's a great quote. Definitely, New York Knicks fans are emotional, passionate every single day. And Manchild Leon is not trading Obi this soon unless we're getting a big fish. Yep, I can see them definitely holding on to him and holding on to Obi as well. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they included him, in the deal. And Cam Reddish can play limited minutes at the 4. Yep, I agree. Definitely. He's multi-dimensional. He's got, all the tools to play different positions, even the 2. But he's most suited at the 3. We in here heavy, salute. Yep, quiet money, facts. New York Knicks fans, the strongest here in the world. Up in here after a big day for the organization, a big trade, another beautiful day tomorrow. We'll continue to chop this up, see what more moves shake loose out there. Salute D Cool, salute. And Cam, yep, I got you a RG. And Canal, the 76ers want to move Harris with Ben. Would you guys trade Walker, Randall, Fournier, Noel, Burks picks for Harris and Ben and fillers? That's an interesting thing too. Yeah, Daryl Morey's, I think, he's reaching for this one. Tobias Harris with Ben, that's like $80 million combined. That's going to have to be a 3-way deal, fam. I think that's going to have to be a 3-way deal, for that to happen. But I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at all. I think those two would be nice pieces up in here with RJ Barrett and OKC not trying to win chips are quite money. They're just hustling the game. Yeah, the straight facts. He's a hustler right now. And RG, the OB, yeah, he means Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish on that one. Yeah, P, nice trade Obi to Orlando for Mo Bamba. Obi from Florida. Yeah, I think Orlando are looking to get rid of Mo Bamba and Terrence Ross as well. Terrence Ross is looking to be dispensable out here. And yeah, a point guard is our next move. That has to be the next move, right? Before anything else. Yep, straight facts, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that one. And IQJ, people sleeping on your boy Rose, but all he is he's getting well rested, and rehab, preparing to give 100% for the remainder of the season. A great quote on that one. Like I said, yeah, D Rose up in here. He's going to be like that extra juice that we need. He comes in, he just changes the game for the bench, for everybody. And yeah, Julian, to Allah, you see a more dynamic center. You think Kemba Noel gone. Charlie Ward Cousins said, wait till next season and scoop Brogdon as the point guard as well. That's a Tibbs kind of point guard. Brogdon too, I can see, can drive to the cup, can defend and can shoot. And the Knicks need DeJounte Murray, Thad Young. The Spurs get Evan, Kemba, Obi, and 23rd New York Knicks first, Dallas 23, 25th New York, and some seconds. I'd definitely do that deal, but I think San Antonio invested in DeJounte. I think they're locked in. They've got to build around him. They haven't got too many other pieces to hope build their future around. But I definitely, New York Knicks fans are hungry for DeJounte Murray. He's on the come up. We need ourselves a player like that. Absolutely. And Lynn says to Quiet, given the opportunity, Miles Turner would put Mitch right on the bench. Lynn likes his D, his shooting, and he also may unlock Julius as well. Drew says, he'd love to trade Taj, though you like him, but defensively he ain't it, and he doesn't score enough. You'd like someone with better shot blocking. Yeah, look, Taj has limitations, definitely, Drew. But he's 36 years old on a short-term cheap deal. I think he's a Tibbs guy. He's happy to rock with Taj, but yeah, he has his shortcomings, definitely. Taj needs to play limited minutes now, I think, with Noel and Mitch healthy, balling out. And P Nice, number one, chat up in here. Number one chat got the streets buzzing. Chat absolutely amped after this trade. Late night chat, killing it up in here. And Canal, Quiet says to you, you want no part of Tobias as well. Yeah, that 40 mils is hefty, man. That's hefty. And be civilized. Yeah, from Julian, that's a fact. Manchild, how many surgeries can Rose endure, man? Credit to him. He's a warrior, absolute warrior up in here is D Rose. Doing it big is D Rose. He rides or dies with Tibbs and wherever he goes. And his boys, Taj, D Rose is close, I think, with Julius too. They're the Tibbs guys with Quickly, Obi. Leon Rose is the man, though. He's the one calling the shots. Leon Rose, I'm liking what he's doing. Are you happy with Leon Rose so far? He didn't do much in the summer. Questionable with Kemba Walker, questionable with Evan Fournier, the way he spent the money on these little pieces. But he's proven he can pull off some good trades, right? The proof is in the pudding with the trades, man. Pulling off the trade for D Rose, pulling off this midseason trade now, fleecing, pulling off a great trade with Atlanta, not giving up too much, low risk, high reward. Salute to Leon Rose so far. Let's hope he can continue to do a better job, though, in free agency. Canal, we could always move Tobias down the road. That salary is going to be tough too, but Tobias can ball. Tobias can shoot. He can score, defend. He's multi-dimensional, but the Philly definitely had to overpay him. You'd want to keep Mitch, but getting a more dynamic center to back up Mitch would be a plus. Yep, I can see that too. I just want to see what Mitch continues to do all season long, right? As the season goes, let's continue to see how he balls out. And P Nice Luka can be backup power forward for Randall. That's a good one. The forgotten man, Lucas Samanic, injured right now, but got a bright future. 21 years old, the same age as RJ Barrett, star J Barrett. Lucas Samanic has got game. He can stretch it. Got a beautiful stroke. Put the ball on the floor. He could be a piece. Let's hope. And Canal, or add OKC to the deal as well. They've got plenty of salary space. Luka is better than Obi to P Nice. P Nice, did you see Luka in person? Have you been able to see him play yet? That'd be nice. That'd be fascinating. I want to see what his motor looks like. Quiet to Lynn, not getting 6 boards a game for Miles Turner won't. Mitch get as much offensive boards as Turner get defensive boards as well. So he's got some guys high on Mitch and some people high on Turner as well. The organization's going to have to make that decision, It's a tough one, We're going to have to pay Mitch. Turner's on 18 mil. He's inconsistent at times. He has a clear skill set that can help. But, it's up to, whether you want to stomach the 18 mil or not, or give up. It depends what kind of assets Leon has to give up. And Lex says, even if they call up Luka, definitely Luka's going to come up. I just think when the time is right, there's a log jam now. I think they're going to wait for some trades to clear up, or also save spots for the buyout market. And let's just let Luka cook in the G League. Continue to get reps because he's up in here. He's on the 2-way deal. And Drew, you don't think Tibbs likes Samanic? Even when Randall was on the protocol, he didn't see the floor. That's a point, Drew. But Luka was injured when Randall was in the protocol. Unfortunately, Luka had a foot injury with Westchester and wasn't unable to play. Potentially he would have got called up. I think potentially he definitely would have got called up. But yeah, I could also see that maybe he isn't a Tibbs guy as well. He didn't impress Pop. Pop's a guy that likes high energy, high motor, and the Fishers. Yeah, let's get ourselves a point guard. Let's complete the puzzle right now. And the man's been killing it, and they still don't call him up. Let's hope they do it. He needs minutes, right? Yeah, a la Wise, agree with Julian on Mitch. That's his guy. If we get another big to go with that instead of Noel, you're with it, and build Jericho up. Walls of Jericho up in here. Jericho's got a ton of potential. Quiet says no way. Drew also says he wouldn't mind giving him like 5-minute trial run if the Knicks lead by 20 plus. Yep, absolutely. I salute Big Bo. Zion coming next. Then Tibbs get fired. Next coach will be Coach K, the Duke Knicks right now. There's talk about Calipari coming up in here, but Coach K. Obi is from Brooklyn, from Manchild. And Julian Jericho is a future star. His defense getting better as well. Love Sims. Great pick, great selection. 58 pick. Jericho Sims got a bright future. You love his game, athleticism, energy. If he can improve his shot blocking, his rebounding's on point. He boxes out. His sound fundamental. 4 years in college helped. Big ups on Jericho. And P Nice, yeah, Coach K Def coming to New York. Complete the Duke Knicks. Let's get that championship as well. IQJ, when Rose comes back, our bench will be lethal. Yep, will be nuclear. I think our bench, right? We'll be able to nuke teams out the water. And a salute Shirley Willis. Everyone needs to calm down. Leon Rose knows what he's doing. To the Knicks fans must you ever notice when the Knicks do any type of trade, they are critics out there always criticize. Yep, it's in the eye of the beholder, Shirley. We all see things different. That's what makes us all unique. Different fans want different things. They build the way they want to see it. They admire different characteristics, different players. But yeah, let the professionals do what they do. Let Leon Rose, let's judge his plan, how he does, over the coming years. And the Fishers, Kenny Payne on the trading block for Nolan Smith. Duke in, Kentucky out. CAA sticking around though. Be civilized. New York should have kept Bobby Portis instead of Noel, to be honest. Yep. Bobby Portis got that ring though. Salute to him. Shout out. And the Fishers, Randall, Noel are leaving next. Okay, that's interesting. Julius, let's hope he continues to play well. It's up to him, I believe everyone's future is in their hands. That's what I always say, right? You take control of your future. The rest is history. And Orlando is in the same situation as the ATL. They don't need players. We could get Mo for picks and filler. We could take on Ross and add a pick and get Bumba. Yeah, I can see Scott Perry's ties to Orlando too, Canal. Scott Perry, familiar with the organization, great ties with them. All he has to do is make a phone call. He's well respected. He can get deals done. I think Tibbs would love a Terrence Ross up in here and a Mo Bumba. He'd be a nice upside guy with Cam Reddish up in here as well. And Lynn says you should take Miles 13 points with the 7 boards over Mitch's 8 points and 8 boards. Yeah, so they're going back and forth on the Mitch and Turner love. That center spot, that's another thing that bears watching as the future comes up, right? I just want a center that can just hold us down, give us a bit of offense and defense. You know what I mean? I like a team that's 5 out, where any player on the court is a threat. That's my ideal lineup right now. I value everything that Mitch does, your rebounding, putbacks, and all that. I want to see a center that can do it all. And IQJ, up to Allah Wise, 1,000%. You already know. It feels like some fans forgot what D Rose has done here on the Knicks in a short time. Yeah, I think fans forget about you when you're injured and you're in and out. But yeah, definitely never forget what D Rose did for us last season, man. He's the man. I hope D Rose retires a New York Knick. And Drew, Orlando might be in a better situation than ATL, honestly. They got Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, who's the young wing they've got, Jonathan Isaac. they've got some pieces. You know, RJ Hampton, Markel Fultz. They've got a surplus of point guards. And Allah says, you know, to Julian, I can see what we're building, like we're doing so far, getting better pieces and staying flexible. Youth slowly growing up. Yeah, we're building a slow foundation, aren't we? Players that can all be the same age and like grow up together. The Fishers, yet we need to look and dump salary right now. Let's dump, to me, I'd love to dump Noel, dump Fournier's salary right up in here. Let's keep it buzzing. Lex, Drew says, yeah, at least the Magic can build for the future. ATL is in panic mode now. Yeah, I think ATL, you know, heads are rolling, heads are going to roll. They thought Nate McMillan was the cure for all, but it just goes to show, you know, some luck last year. The rule changes on Trae Young. It's not all what it's supposed to be for ATL. You know, they rested on their laurels, and you can't do that. You know, for what it's worth, the New York Knicks had a successful season last year, but we're back at it and we're still in it. 500. We're underachieving. We had a poor start to the season, but we're still here. You know, we're fighting, clawing our way back up. And the Fishers, Burks, Kemba, Noel are the priority to be shipped. Yep, Alec Burks can get us a first-round selection. Then that first-round selection can be used in another blockbuster deal. Let's let this front office do their work. Continue to stack assets like chips, and let's wait for the right thing to go all in. And could that be Donovan Mitchell? The Fishers brings up Utah. What do you guys sit on Donovan Mitchell? His father works for the New York Mets, loves it up in here. Wanted to be a New York Knick. We passed on Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Spider Mitchell. Is he that missing piece that can win that New York Knicks championship that we've been missing? And P. Nice says pick up Jabari off the scrap heap. We could definitely do with his skill set. Tibbs, you're on the same thinking of Tibbs, P. Nice. Tibbs wants to stack bets. He wants to win yesterday. He wants to go all in every single day, win every single quarter of every minute. And let's see what Leon does for him, how tight they are. And Bol failed the physical today. The trade is off, man, child. That's craziness right there. So what does Bol have to do? Board the plane, go back to Denver? Or do they just find another home, for Bol? Is anyone high on Bol? Do you guys think you can stay around, stay healthy? I saw Taco Fall get waived as well. Taco Falls around there. These tall dudes, trying to find a home in the league. And Drew says the one Atlanta should have traded was Danilo, not Reddish. Yeah, they're trying to trade Gallo. They're definitely still trying to trade him too. It's a fire sale up in there in the ATL. The Fishers are waiting on the tracking number. Otherwise, I've seen Leon Rose today boosting in Macy's. Yeah, facts. P. Nice, D. Rose, Grimes, Parker, Luca, and Mitch off the bench. That's nastiness right there. Building a solid 10-man rotation with this piece. Also with Knox out, who becomes situational, right? There's going to be a lot of situational dudes. Unfortunately, Deuce McBride is probably going to be situational. Or Solomon Hill. Who else are the situationals? Taj. Yes, you've seen Luca play at Westchester. Okay, peace. Salute to that one. He's a problem, way better than Obi. Yeah, well, he was selected 19th overall by the Spurs. He's got all the game he needs, right? He's a little bit more fundamentally sound than Obi right now. He can stretch it. He's got a better 3-point shot. Not as athletic as Obi right now, but he's definitely got fundamentals, man. Can't wait to see Luca, have a career out here in New York. And Drew says, speaking of Mitch, you guys remember Mitch wasn't in shape. Was still out rebounding Turner. No way Leon trades Mitch right now. Yeah, look, Mitch's contract, 1.8 mil. That's the way to go. If we want to keep that round and stay flexible, let's see what kind of contract Mitch wants. We know he wants to get paid the bag, and let's see. Canal says, Turner is overrated as well. So we're definitely a bit divided on the Miles Turner acquisition, but we're not divided on today's deal. Again, Cam Reddish coming in here, New York Knick, new look team. We're wheeling and dealing. It's going to be interesting. a fun season. The second half of the season, I foreshadow a deep playoff run. Let's get back to it. And the Fisher says Evan Rokas 2 seconds for Joe Ingles and Eric Paschal. That's a nice one, actually. Joe Ingles is out there. The Jazz are looking to move on from him, potentially. Good character guy, can shoot. And Shirley's asking what they do. You guys want to know why they criticize? It's because they don't want New York Knicks to get back like the team they had from the 80s and 90s. Trouble in town. Definitely, we're a sleeping giant, Shirley. Sleeping giant. No one wants us to be at the top, and be there, be a problem for the league. But it's coming. We're it's only a matter of time. And it'd be nice. Luka and Obi have the same defense as well. That's another point. Luka came back off the injury, scored 26. Yep, he definitely did. And unfortunately, he went out the next night again, with the left heel. But I don't think it's serious. I think he'll be back soon, back balling out. Him and Deuce McBride probably getting chemistry together in that second, that second squad. Saving that chemistry for when they both get up to the big squad. Luka got way better defensively, getting reps in Westchester. Great insight with that one, keeping us locked in, keeping the streets buzzing down in Westchester. Luka, I think his time will come. I just think it's a bit of a log jam at the moment, but it's no bad situation for us because Luka just continue to get reps, continue to ball out, and be the G League MVP, will be player of the month again, for Westchester, and looking good, wise. Quite, he must have liked the Ville before they built the projects. RG, the OG, I'm riding with Mitch all day, every day. A lot of Mitch fans up in here, a lot of Mitch supporters, winning a lot of people over with his play. He plays hurt, he plays through it all. He plays with grittiness. Mitchell Robinson's, having himself a nice little stretch here. Let's hope it continues. I'd love to see him bully Clint Capella again. Let everybody know what's up. If I was there in the playoff series, things would have been different, with Mitch Rob. And Drew didn't know Luka injured his foot. Yeah, he appreciates that. Yeah. From what I saw on the injury report, it said left heel, kept him out during the protocols, and it's kept him out in the last one or two with Westchester. But stay locked in. We'll continue to update on the Luka buzz, as will P Nice. Obi can't score consistently as well. With Tibbs here, I think Obi's future's cloudy. It's always going to be cloudy with Tibbs here. Leon and Tibbs need to have a deep conversation right now. Let's see what sort of trade scenarios we could possibly get. Right, try to cash in our chips. And the Fishers trade Evan and seconds for an expiring contract as well. Definitely, I'm all with getting off Evan's deal. That's going to be good. And Shirley just tells everyone, be patient. Rome was not built in a day. Yet we're building it the right way. Definitely, we're not committing to bad contracts no more. That's one thing you could say about this front office. We're not dishing out bad contracts. Thought about trading for Fournier for expiring, but we need his contract for the big trade. Yep, definitely, Canal. Absolutely. Calipari to take Perry's spot in the front office. Yeah, facts. Or maybe even Johnny Bryant, Jay Wright. What do you think about that? You guys, you some fans who want to blow up our team, but I think the front office slow cooking, putting a young core together to last for years. That's a good question, a good point, Julian. Building it the right way again, and quiet money's on the money with Jericho. He sets great screens, man. Huge shoulders, sets guys free, gets quickly and deuce free. Love me some Jericho. He's huge. He's only going to get bigger and stronger, man. He could be like a baby Dwight, with his frame. He could be a baby Superman. Coach K, Johnny B, coached the team from P Nice. Yet the day's going to come when Tibbs has to move on, definitely. And the knives will be out if Tibbs doesn't, achieve something. He might be a victim of his own success. Drew Jericho, just a raw prospect. Give him a couple, 3 years, and he'll be our backup center. Mansa Deshawn, salute. Cam and RJ going to mesh well. Absolutely. I'm here for that, man. And Mo, or no Mo. Cam and RJ, it's going to be great, man. The familiarity, the grittiness, they both patrol the wing. They'll hold us down, can hit the corner three. RJ shots on point. Cam Reddish shoot 48% from three right now. And Cam's just going to get better with reps, right? He wasn't getting those reps that he needed in ATL. And you can only get better with it with the extra reps. And I think Cam's going to love it here. You know, he's going to be adored by the fans. He's going to hear his name out there. He's going to throw one down in the Garden. I'm going to call it on his debut. Cam Reddish will throw one down. Obi would be great in Orlando. Says P nice. Drew, we just need Cam to be more consistent. If he does, absolute steal in his trade, even if he's just a role player. Yep, exactly right. He's going to find this right environment and he's going to thrive. Mitch plays good with RJ. Says Mansa Deshawn. Definitely, man. Mitch plays good with RJ. Those two have got great, crazy chemistry as well. Salute Eric for the dub. Mansa Deshawn, trade Rose, let him get a ring. Yeah, I'm also with that too. You know, I think they'll keep Rose for a couple years, see what they can do with D Rose. But then, yeah, I think time's going to come when he needs that ring. Same with Melo. Melo would have come to New York this season, but Melo wants that ring. And speaking of that, Kemba wants to get that ring too. Manchol says he's going to mess with the chemistry. We need to get that, you know, we need to keep that intact when he comes back. So, yeah, I think Kemba's going to be out of here. I think they know what's up. You know, it's too disruptive having Kemba come in, do his thing, and then leave again with the knees. Unfortunately, he's just not the player we need anymore right now. You know, we need young. We need to get young, healthy, get up and down. Mansa, I think Evan is coming around. Yeah, offensively wise, defensively he's putting in extra effort. Let's hope he can definitely hold that up because, man, he's a beast against Boston whenever we play Boston. And Quiet says, what about the money that Miles is making compared to what we'd be giving Mitch too? That's an important factor. He's not giving us the bang for the buck. He's overpaid playing in New York for 18 mil as well. And do you guys think Julius has a huge say in the Turner thing? You know, Julius has some say with the front office as well. You know, he's going to be calling out to try to get his boy here. But Mitch has also got a lot of supporters in the locker room. Drew, I'll just continue to laugh at Atlanta for trading Luka for Trae Young at this point because Cam's with us now. Absolutely. Another L, Drew, that ATL took. Tough situation over there in ATL. 12th spot. You know, they're our stepchild right now. And it feels good, you know, with us, you know, and Mansa, we need that young point. Facts. Let's continue to build up Deuce. No Parker. Be civilized. Kemba's going to remain, you know, in a box waiting the carrier to pick up and shipped out. Facts. Yep, Kemba's, I think he's on his way out. Let's see, you know, they're holding that out for maybe for a couple of weeks or even a day or two for that next move to come up. And yeah, they gave bowl number away. That's crazy. Salute RG. I would make the play for Jonathan Isaac. Call the Magic now. Jonathan Isaac, yeah, he's been in and out. Crazy potential, would be a beast on this team defensively, offensively. Let's see what the Magic want to do. You know, they got so much young talent. It's crazy. No bowl, no fall. Salute Manchild. I hope so, bro. Yeah, Parker laughs. Mansa. Luka has no defense. It's crazy right now. With that, you know, let's see him get healthy first. Drew says, I don't think Rokas will make the final roster once his tenure in Barcelona is over. He's only averaging 4.5 points per game over there. Look, he's playing limited minutes. Rokas, limited minutes over there. He had a great game last night. Scored his career high, season high 19 points, but had 4 turnovers. I think 6 assists, 4 turnovers. So he's learning the ropes. Give him another year or two. I think he'll be a piece in a trade, or he'll come over and help us, you know, in some capacity. And if Mitch can keep playing like this as well, he'll average more points and rebounds than Turner by the end of the season. Mitch only missed one shot last 4 games. You just need more touches. It's obvious. Yeah, if they keep feeding him, right, you need the guys to start looking for Mitch more. The RJ's finding him for chemistry. It's going to be, it's going to be lit if they continue to feed Mitch. He's got so many mismatches, mouse in the house, putbacks. Let's just hope health permitting. Mitch is a beast, and yeah, Manchild, he's absolutely close to 100% healthy. And Lynn says to Quiet, after the season, Mitch is gonna want the bag. What do you think it's going to cost to sign him? I'd say at least 16. Not worth that much. Injury prone and one dimensional. Sherwin, Mitch fan, wants to give him 14.5. I guess it's all going to be dictated by the market. What kind of the market is Mitch going to have? If he can continue to stay healthy this season, maybe some teams really start to be, more impressed. But I think the market for centers isn't what it was. I think Mitch would be, somewhere probably the most the team's going to pay, just because it's still going to be a risk. I think Mitch will command maybe between the 14 to 16 most, I think. And Obi has to work on his shot is coming off. Obi has to work on his shot this coming off season, Manchild. Yeah, absolutely. The air balls, the bricks that he's throwing up. I think he's got the nice form. He shoots free throws well. I think with work, Obi can turn it around. Definitely, it starts with the corner three first. And be civilized. The NBA is lucky we didn't get that second pick from Morant, but I'll take RJ and Cam at the end of the day until we find their floor general. Yeah, absolutely. The NBA is lucky. Yeah, that Morant pick, that would have been nuts to have him up in here, but I'll take RJ and Cam myself too, man. I agree every single day and every day on Sunday. Drew, honestly, though, our defense is going to be absolutely stacked now with Cam. Even if situational moments, he can start for Fournier if need be. Absolutely. That's why it's such a great trade. Gives us this huge different dimension, and it's just going to be nice. The fact that we've got options now, situationals, guys can defend, can do both ways. And appreciate the chat. P nice, everybody up in here, mods, new subs, subscribers, fans alike. Let's keep the streets buzzing. New York Knicks fan base is the best in the world. We're all here for it, for this team to win. And chat, does anyone know what's up with Jonathan Isaac? Good question. I just think Orlando, he's been struggling, rehabbing. He's been rehabbing off the ACL. I think he had an ACL tear RG, about a year or two ago, and it's just been slow ever since. They're being really, really careful. And IQ says it's been a great show. Hey, it's been a great day. Great show because of a great day. New York Knicks fans, chat up in here heavy. New York Knicks did the right thing today. They pulled the trigger on a great deal. And more good chat to come on that one. More deals to come. This front office knows what they're doing. Let's celebrate it. And Quiet Money don't want none of the garbage Indiana's putting out as well. Also, when was the last time Indiana and New York Knicks traded with each other? That's another piece to this thing. We hate each other. I don't know if we're really going to do that trade with Indy. Let's see. Drew, I'd only say a bad contract we have is Noel. Even then, it's a team-friendly contract. Yep, we're wheeling and dealing. We got the pieces of the puzzle. We can acquiesce to anyone's needs right now, right? We're like the pawn shop. Come over here and we'll give you a price. Just give us the product. We'll give you a price. And RG, Manchild sister RG, Isaac tore his ACL. Yep, good one with that. Prayers up. Let's see the young talent. He's good with giving Mitch 50 mil, quiet money, compared to more for Turner with no upside as well. So Mitch is young. He's got upside. He's peaking. Miles Turner is what he is in the league. Let's see. We know what he is. It's all about what Tibbs and Leon wants. They want the vets to be able to continue to compete. Do they get impatient, or does Tibbs fall in love with Mitch? I think Mitch is winning Tibbs over in certain ways. Turner and Randall, is the homie, and he definitely will be here soon. P Nice said it first. So let's see what happens. We'll be back here giving receipts, giving flowers to everybody after today's show too. A lot of chatter tonight. A lot of people putting their money where their mouth is, and we'll be giving flowers out. We'll be giving receipts. Let's keep it buzzing. Lynn says to quiet, we agree to disagree on it, but seriously, did you just say Miles Turner is garbage? Mitch is a solid backup. I like his one dimension. P Nice, is Dotson and House still here? Good question. That kind of went under the radar. No, they're not. Dotson didn't get re-signed and House didn't get re-signed, right? They just let him walk. But it got lost amongst all the craziness, I think. Drew says, yeah, Rudy Gobert is one-dimensional and he's making over 100 mil. Yeah, Rudy Gobert, is defensive player of the year after year. So if you're one-dimensional, it better be a good one dimension. But the Clippers definitely rendered him useless in the playoffs. They got the blueprint to pull Gobert out the paint. Utah got to learn how to deal with that. And Manchild Isaac has only played 136 games since 2017. Yeah, that's something I don't want to deal with right now. I love the talent, but your best ability is the availability. And Jonathan Isaac, that's the reason why Orlando are always at the bottom. They're like OKC. They want to just keep bottoming out. And Drew says, I'd love to see Ruby. He just says Rudy Gobert and Mitch if he develops to his maximum potential as well. That's a big ups. That's a high ceiling. And Daniel House is in Utah now. Yep, they picked him up. Straight facts. And same with the Pinson. Pinson got picked up by Dallas. The ex-Dallas Knicks right now. Allah says to Lynn, 16's not an overpay for Mitch, especially after getting 1.5 for 4 seasons. Front office really owe him some bag. Even injured, he played more than Knox. Mitch is a warrior. He's definitely earned a bag. In terms of years, I just don't want to pay too many years. Let's see what the front office think. But I love Mitch's development, his game. I wouldn't be mad with Turner either. Miles Turner, I think, gives us a different dimension as well. So it's a great conversation we're having, with Mitch and with Turner as well. Keep throwing some more points out there. And Be Civilized today was a late Christmas gift in mid-Jan. Yeah, straight facts, right? That second round pick too. Something tells me that'll come around, to help us out in 2025 or before that. Anything you're throwing away must be either bad or garbage. In terms of Indy, you don't throw away any trade value unless it's just taking up the space that you need. I think Indy aren't used to rebuilding as well. Indiana, I don't think have picked in some crazy stat I heard. Indiana haven't picked in the top 10 since like 20 years. They've constantly tried to be relevant. Now they're finally knowing what it's like to having to blow things up. Drew says Randall owns Sabonis. Bow down to the king. And RG asks, if the Knicks don't pay Mitch, the Dallas Mavericks will. And that's a fact. It could be a Brunson for Mitch sign and trade. Yeah, that you're onto some business talk there, RG. Dallas and the Knicks, we're forever linked, right? They do deals together. Donnie Nelson or whoever's up in there, the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson. He's a name that Leon and Tibbs would love to bring home. Mitch could be a dude that the Mavericks want to pay. We might not want to lose Mitch for nothing. Yeah, let's see. Let's keep locked in on that one. And Turner is currently stealing cash from the Pacers as well with his inconsistency. Quiet money on the money. Dallas Knicks, absolutely Lex. Except we're the better Knicks. We're the new souped up better version. Punking the old Knicks as well. Knox better than Obi. Mansa Deshaun. Kevin Knox got a new home now today. Let's hope he continues to find his way. And he's always got that skill set that'll keep him in the league. Kevin Knox, he can stroke the three. He's got one of the most beautiful jump shots I've ever seen. His form, but everything else part of from his game just didn't work out here. Manchester, yeah, we're sending all our trash to Dallas. Facts. Yeah, the Tingus Pingus is got COVID again. He's struggling. Be civilized. Yeah, OKC smack Brooklyn tonight at the Barclays as well. That's huge, right? Big ups to the young OKC squad. Josh Giddey, they hit with that one. Shea Gilgeous hit that one. They hit the P. George trade out in the water. Kudos to what they're doing. You know, they got all the assets in the world to make that huge trade. Mansa says Obi get easy buckets. Yep, out in transition, plays with pace. Knox gets no buckets. Fizz ruin Knox. I'm with that. Yep, definitely killed him with that. Got a new home today. Let's hope Cam Reddish shows up. That he was also harshly done by in Atlanta, and I think Cam Reddish is going to thrive in his new home, right in the Mecca. What are you guys expecting from Cam Reddish this season? Right, a couple more 30 pieces that he's been doing. Knox's offense, worlds better than Obi's from Mansa. Got the jump shot. He's got better jump shot than Obi. Allah says Deshaun Fizz running the Lake show too. Running that dysfunction up in there. Lynn, come on now. We're comparing Mitch and Rudy Gobert and saying Mitch has owed the bag. Mitch has been on the sidelines more than he has on the court as well. So Lynn fires back with some facts. Let's see. It's interesting. Mansa, how worse a defender is Knox than Obi as well? Look, I think Knox deserved more minutes in his last season. Definitely last year or two. Knox has been situational. He could thrive in a new home straight off the bat. And Lex says how Mansa was Knox done in 4 years. Mansa, yeah, Fizz is the best con man in the biz. Yeah, he talks that talk. Better handle as well. And Drew says to Linya, I think you're misinterpreting what I said. I said I see potential in Mitch to be a Rudy Gobert type of player. I never said he was Rudy Gobert straight off the bat. Yeah, Mitch has high ceiling. He's been playing on a value contract for so long. It's going to be interesting. I do think Mitch definitely be a chip that they'll try to look to move. They may not want to pay him what he's looking for. It is a business part of it. At the end of the day, Leon Rose, though, he does no business. So, let's keep our finger locked on that. And it's been a great show. Got the streets buzzing tonight, this morning. Let's keep it buzzing. Keep it all the way locked in until we play in the ATL. Let's see what's up, what more bombs drop. But the New York Knicks made their presence known in the trade market. We did our thing. Shout out to everybody in the chat, winding up for today. Get some rest. We're going to need everyone up in here when more bombs drop. The streets are certainly buzzing. Real King, salute to you joining the party. The chat's been on fire today. I appreciate everyone's comments, questions, just overall reaction to this great day. The moves pulled off, and it was a positive, huge thumbs up from all of us. All fans rejoiced at this one. High upside move for Cam Reddish. Can do a lot of things on the court that we haven't had. Gives us crazy need, wing depth. That's going to help us for years to come, I feel. They're committed to this young core with RJ Barrett. This was a statement to RJ Barrett to say, hey, we got you help. You don't have to be the only one to defend now. Multi-dimensional dude, Cam Reddish, a draft asset, Solomon Hill. Let's see, this front office is proactive, wheeling and dealing. The chat's up in here heavy. Salute Quiet Money. Salute everybody. Let's get it on the next one. Salute to all the other pods, Knicks fan pods out there as well. We ride or die together. We heavy up in here. The New York Knicks fam is big. It's worldwide. And, we no other fan base like us. We're the best team out there. Share if you enjoy the content. Appreciate you all. We'll be dropping more buzz, more chat shows, shouting everyone out, giving the fans a voice. and also bringing in hopefully some more guests, for some juicy interviews and some, talking about the trade rumors coming up, some more podcasts dropping, a lot of things happening in the works. So stay tuned, stay locked in, as I know you always will. The support's much appreciated, as always. We're in this together, and let's continue to keep it buzzing. And I'll see you on the next one. Look after yourself, your family, your loved ones. Be well, and let's get it. Peace.